A very good afternoon to all of you guys watching here. This is the second day of the VALORANT Challengers NYSG. We're talking about the relegation / promotional bracket here. And I'm joined by Zero. Of course, my name is Zero.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, right? The boys are back on the table once again.
We are. Hey, look, guys. I'm trying to bribe production to say, why not just a Zero Zeno? But the graphics are set. But yes, has been a long time. It's great to share a stage with you, especially for VALORANT.
Yeah, for sure. I've been in observing the VALORANT scene in my MYSG forever. Ever since the VCT ever started. The first one, the second one now. I'm part of the third one, which makes me really excited, and we've got a banger of the match. Probably one of the closing, right, for split number one this season.
Technically, because we already started split 2, so relegation is part of split 2. In order to find the two teams to join the top 6 from previous split back in split 2 here. So because yesterday we had a really great match between the Mongs and Bikini Bottom Prata House. We just need to find who's going to join Bikini Bottom. And we have a lot of roster shuffles coming in. So we look at Kizuna that's going to be playing against the Mongs later. There is actually 2 new members in there. I think his name is Shinsei and I believe... Is it Bryce? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's Bryce, right? From LBR.
Yeah.
So we said goodbye to Team Path as well as... it's just Team Path for now. We only find out today who's going to be eliminated.
Yeah, this is a spot where you don't expect Kizuna to be in, right? They performed pretty well in the previous split. They were, going toe-to-toe with a lot of the top teams like Bleed and everyone else in the split. But right now, they are fighting for their lives to try and make it to split 2. So it's going to be a tough path for them as we take a look at the bracket so far. Mongs was the team that knocked down Kizuna to the lower brackets with a very surprising 2-0 victory. And then, Kizuna had to climb all the way up from the lower bracket, and right now they are having a grudge match, the revenge match. This best of 5 will determine who will be making it to split 2 and who will have to take a rest for the rest of the season.
Yeah, because this is a best of 5, right? So it's not gonna just be like, two games, just straight sweep them all, stuff like that, even though we had a clean sweep yesterday. That was 3-0, almost very decisive for BBP. So in this case, you mentioned about the grudge match. I am easily excited because there was a clean 2-0 earlier on. I want bloodbath because this is make it or break it. There is no coming back. There is no split 3 or anything. There's just split 2, and then straight away after this is going to be Ascension.
Yeah, it's going to be the career-defining moment for both these teams and players. The 10 players. I mean, Kizuna, you've got a lot of big names. You've got Bryce, you've got Flaring, you've got Reza, you've got Kimi, all these players, they're veterans in the scene. They've been playing in VCT for a very long time. But right now, they're facing their toughest challenge yet in the Mongs.
Consider them toughest, and you see the Mongs, all right? They're trying to stand their name now in NYSG history. Never really heard too much of them. Maybe we've seen some of them in Twitch chat. Now we got INF, Cairo, Jay, Mizern, and Esmond. You saw them play yesterday. Asmon is a monster. You know, INF is a he's a
smaller
disgusting
monster.
lurker. He's a rat. Like, pretty much yesterday, despite the fact maybe they didn't win a lot of their rounds, but it was amazing. Every time the camera's on INF, he's doing something crazy. Like, he's a walking highlight reel, you know? So, no, Jay is, I think, quite a decent jet in his own right. And then Asmon is usually holding down the team together. He plays the controller for Team Mongs, but at the same time, like, I feel like he has the macro picture in his head to tell his team where to execute. It's just that yesterday they fell to Bikini Bottom Prada House because the aggression and the firepower a little bit too strong.
On the flip side, you can say say the same about Flaring as well. I mean, he's an Astra main. You know, we've seen him controlling his own team. You know, go here, go there. Riza go kill, Kimi go kill. You know, that's his game plan all along, and it has worked out with mixed results so far. He's a pretty decent side holder as well. You know, you can leave him on the side. You know that he's gonna be able to stall out until the backup arrives, and you know. Flaring is the gel that keeps the team together. But with the new additions, I mean, he doesn't have too much play time with players like Bryce and Shinsei. They probably know each other as from previous scrims or even have been on a team together. But this is going to be a test of the chemistry. You have a new team built with, you know, more veterans, and then you have got a completely fresh faces on the board.
So argue with me that the roster switch up might actually change the dynamic of the gameplay altogether. So we know that two members of Kizuna actually left, and that was DXN and Shun. All right, so now they were replaced with Shinsei and Bryce. I think it might switch up the dynamic altogether because they were already looking quite good actually in split 1 brackets. But the thing is that they ended up being bottom 2 out of the top 8. That was Team Puff and Kizuna. So I felt a little bad for them because I felt that they actually do deserve a second chance. And this is the second chance we're talking about, right? It's either you relegate or you promote. There's no in between.
Kizuna, they are forced right now in a position where they have to adapt, learn with these new players. Like you said, like when you bring in 2 new players, especially when one of them is going to be your primary fragger, it's a different sort of dynamic. You know, different players have different play styles. You have you know, the jet players liking go all flashy, but you know, in which direction, where do they check first? You know, what sort of how long do they take to react to situations? That's a very different. And if you don't have too much play time with your new player, that's going to throw off your chemistry a little bit, which we did see at least in the first game, right? Against Kizuna and Mongs. They sort of look a little bit discombobulated, where they're not sure where everyone is, but you know, now on the second day where they have a little bit more repetitions with each other, that's going to help out a lot.
So in terms of like seeing, we're talking a little bit more about Kizuna because we saw Mongs yesterday already. So I just want to touch base a little bit on some of these players where you see Bryce, a crazy, you know, sentinel himself. He took over the DXN role, you know, and I'm glad to see him find a place here. So right now Shinsei comes in and takes the duelist role. So I think Kimi might take the back seat a bit. Take on the I don't know, call him a pseudo role.
Sort of flex.
Yeah,
right?
he's really flexing hard, like no pun intended. But and then Shun, I think he still needs to be on. Not Shun. Riza is going to be still on this Sova. Very, very strong. I think he's easily one of the strongest Sova in NYSG. So looking at Kizuna come together as a plan, I want to see them in split 2. But if you want me to be on Mong's side, is that, you know, a bunch of fresh blood, almost like Team Path back then. So imagine if they win this Cinderella story, they will take over from Path, their legacy, you know, to represent.
That's what the scene needs, you know, some fresh blood injected into the scene sometimes. You know, you want something to throw things out, you know. Who knows, you know, this fresh team is able to at least, you know, cause an upset, you know, make things interesting in split 2, and that's what we need. That's what Team Path did in the previous split. Sure, they did not, they were not able to continue onto a split 2, but hey, you got a pretty good flag bearer here with the Mongs.
We talked about the Mongs yesterday. I mean, not even yesterday. The first one on the upper brackets, the Mongs actually knocked Kizuna down to the lowest bracket. That's why you say it was a grudge match. But since this was actually played off stream, and we are talking about Kizuna and Team Path, let me remind you that the score was 2-1 earlier, and it was all overtimes almost, yeah. Actually, no, it is all overtimes. All right, let's get back into the team first, which is TM/Team Mongs. We don't have their player profiles just yet because they just came out.
I'm pretty sure they look handsome.
Dude, this is just characters. Gotta unlock them, man. Give me some VPs, give me some Valorant points for that.
Gotta unlock the contracts, you know. Esmon, Mizern, INF, Cairo, and Jay rounds up the Mongs. Jay being the primary duelist. You know, you got INF playing the controller. You got Cairo usually playing the information gathering agents like Sova, like Fade, you know. And Esmon sort of plays the Astras, the Breaches, the Brimstones, you know, providing the smokes. Mizern usually on whatever is left is needed. If you need a Sage, if you need a Breach, Mizern is your best man for the job.
Yep, it's a good mix in between. So one thing to note for is really INF's Killjoy Sentinel. Actually,
Sentinel.
Like he's bringing out a new dynamic of a Sentinel playstyle that other people have been doing, but he takes it up a notch. Because most Sentinels we know that they actually do lurks, but he does lurking level 12. You know, like it's just amazing to watch him. Like even just I think we might have a Haven map coming up soon later. Usually really annoying lurkers would be ciphers most of the time because it's such a big map. It allows more movement with your abilities still being active compared to Killjoy that will deactivate if you're out of certain range. But no, he chooses a Killjoy and he makes plays. It's like his team feeds him enough information to know where the enemies are. So and half of the time they will run into INF or INF runs into them. But they ran into a roadblock. That was BBP yesterday. He was trying to do his flanks that he really wanted, but then he keeps getting shut down. He's the only one alive every single time after the rest of his team dies, and he has to face down like 4 or 5 people. So I felt like BBP had a good read on TM. That's why they knocked TM down to these lower brackets, and now they gotta face Kizuna.
Yep, Kizuna, Bryce, Kimi, Riza, Shinsei, and Flaring, both sporting new names here on this promotion relegation match. I mean, these names are not, you know, strangers to anybody. They have been in the scene for at least this year, even the past. You've seen Flaring, you've seen Riza back in the Kingsman days. Bryce has been playing for a long time as well. They are a star-studded roster, if for lack of a better word. They have been in the scene for a long time. You've been watching them in VCT for a long time, but right now, this is not a position they want to be in.
Correct. So, you know, roster shuffle is one thing, but we know that if once the relegation stages are done, there is no second chance for 2023. You have to wait for official Riot events in the next year, and that leaves some of them in limbo. Like, what are you going to do? Maybe you can just play a little bit in the local scenes, you know, try to build up your brand a little better. Because after all, if your name has been mentioned on VCT NYSG, you have some sort of a rep. You have some sort of a portfolio. So no matter if Team Path, Kizuna, they're not here, you know, Team Mongs, they've made the name here for a while. Maybe, I don't know if they can do something up with that branding. And I'm 100% sure the players in Kizuna will probably like secure a sponsorship or two. That could be something to be considered.
Yeah, I mean, this is their showcase. This is their platform to showcase that, hey, you know, we made all these changes. We made the team better, and we can compete to the next level. And in Split 2 is where, you know, all these players want to be. It's the official circuit. It's the official tournament by Riot, right? Yeah, exactly. For Valorant, and missing out on Split 2 is a big thing to not have in your portfolio, right? If you can brag, I've been in every single split for VCT since the inception. That's something in my books.
So that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Team Mongs is that they are here as fresh blood, but we actually have Cairo, who has the most VCT experience compared to the rest of them. Because apparently here, he has played in XTMG, Timing Monster Gaming, name that you might have heard 2 years ago. Musi was in there, yeah. And then he was also in Shiba and the Homies, KP Moon as well. So these are the three. He's playing a couple more teams, but I just want to highlight these teams because you see them in VCT. So he's in there, and I just wanted to know who was like the IGL. I don't have information on that, but as an up-and-coming team who has broke their barriers from the open qualifiers and made it into promotions, that already means something, right? Yeah. But after they win this one today, then they will commence their real nightmare. And I mean nightmare, they're going to go against the likes of like Enigma Gaming, Bleed, you know, X10. The monsters are up there. So Yeah, it's one hurdle after another, but maybe let's not talk too far. We're just going to focus on the relegations and promotions today.
Yeah, for sure. One step at a time is probably what, the game plan is for both these teams, right? Get past the promotion relegations, get to the split 2, get some practice in, and then tackle those monsters one at a time. It's going to be a David versus Goliath matchup for the most part, at least in split 2, but hey, you got to get there first.
Yeah, true. A lot of people, I would say, a lot of people kind of look at us right now, MYSG, the region to be up and coming, because ever since Paper X graced the stage, right, top 4, and now they were locked in and stuff, that people know that Southeast Asia has talents. Yeah. Right? Talents is one thing. So suddenly expectations are higher. Yeah. And that puts us on a fast track to really improve ourselves quickly. Otherwise, we'll really fall behind other teams and other countries who are leaps and bounds ahead of us. So if you can't beat like our local top teams right now, let's say Bleed, let's say X10, they set a standard. And by no means that standard is impossible to reach. It just means that we need the more of a hard work, the more of a commitment, and one day we will also grace the same stage as Paper X.
Yeah, speaking of stage, we have the map vetoes already going on. Kizuna vetoing out the Split, and Ascent has been banned out there by the Mongs. Very standard map so far.
I'm very surprised. We haven't seen Split for like yesterday and today. Why would you ban that out? It's so good. So
it's a very common map, right? People have been playing it since VALORANT even started, right? And sometimes familiarity is something that you want to remove from your opponent's repertoire, from their pool, right? And Haven is not a map anyone is a stranger to. You definitely have played it. 3 sites, it's a very aggressive attacker-sided map. Kizuna selects that as their first map pick.
Okay.
While the Mongs goes on attack.
So Lotus will be next coming in. Okay. We didn't get a chance to see Lotus and Pearl yesterday because we had a 3-game flat series. But, if you guys are always surprised, and I always like to remind you, yesterday and today's games, we are going best of 5s, okay? So we can go for a full home stretch. 3-2, it can happen. Not to say that we're manifesting it, but, I'm just saying that the teams actually have what it takes to go full stretch if they want to.
It's hard to say who's going to take this series because we're going to Lotus and Pearl. Lotus being the Mongs map pick. And Kizuna's going to start off with the attack, and then Kizuna will be selecting Pearl with the Mongs going on defense. Going to map number 5 is going to be Fracture, Team Mongs map pick, where Kizuna going defense, and the decider is surprisingly Icebox, where the Mongs is going to play on defense.
We're seeing a lot of Icebox in Split 1, but I'm just very surprised that Ascent is starting to be banned out more often. Haven actually was one of the lowest pick rates in Split 1 too, so just great to see it coming back here. The maps that are stamping its name to be the next staple maps is actually Pearl and Fracture. We see a lot of them now, like non-stop, and I believe easily Fracture is like top 2 maps being picked. Or was that Pearl? I think it was Pearl, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, Fracture, people have been figuring it out eventually, right? It's been almost 3 patches since Fracture came out, and obviously on the first patch you don't want to play too much on it. You're not too familiar. You're not sure what your opponent's familiarity with it is. But after a few patches, after a few months, you get more and more comfortable on the map, and that will eventually happen to Pearl and Lotus as well. I mean, Pearl has been pretty much figured out at this point.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
For Lotus, it's a wild card out there, right? For those who don't scrim too much on it, we see teams don't really like to play too much on Pearl just because you don't know what your opponent knows or doesn't know. Yeah, Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus, right? So that's why the patch kind of came in at the end of Split 2 or something. It just hit us in like a truck. So it forced a lot of I would say adjustments and rotations that most teams, if they are too slow, they can't keep up, and then suddenly their performance track record will just take a dip. So now after I think Split 2 has been now in the reach, right? There's the teams can actually the top 6 can actually look at the relegations and the promotions bracket to see and study how the teams actually play these unorthodox maps.
Yeah, not just in MISG. I mean, you can look at other regions as well, getting an info on how the European region plays, how the NA plays that map. You get a little bit of everything, get the information you need, and then make the plans, make the scrims, make your call-outs, make your lineups, and make your strategies around that. That's going to be the game plan, for the 6 teams who are not playing this promotion relegation match. But unfortunately for the Mongs and Kizuna, they have to adapt on the fly.
Correct.
Use what they know right now and try and beat their opponent on that map.
I'm just worried for Team Mongs because they just played a gruesome map yesterday, And
they've got some rest, I mean.
They got rest, but if you're like Bikini Boys Prata House, they're just gonna sit back and bing chilling. Look at this thing. But right now, the Mongs got it's definitely a hit in the morale because if you lose 0-3 in the upper brackets, get knocked down and potentially face the grudge match against Kizuna, that can take a toll on you if you're not careful, right? So not only they have to come off like not hot with the games yesterday, but they have to go against their recent like enemies, you know, to think that, hey, do you think that we are confident enough to take Kizuna after Kizuna's performance against PAF? But remember I said, we talk about a morale hit. They went 0-3 first, but if you talk on Kizuna, they went all overtimes and the best of 3 now they fight. So actually you can say both teams are going at each other with a level of fatigue.
Yeah, and they're going to be pretty even as well. I mean, they only played once previously in the first roundup, 0-2. A scoreline that, many might think might be a very one-sided scoreline, but hey, there were moments across both teams, and the rust does come in. The lack of chemistry with the new players.
Correct.
With a few more repetitions, like especially against Team PAF. If you are able to get 2-1 against Team PAF and get the victory, that's going to be a big morale boost. In that sense, the fatigue does come in, but the morale, hey, we can actually work together as a team. That will might help them against this hurdle.
Correct. So the thing of Kizuna and Mongs, that, the Mongs actually 2-0 Kizuna. The first map also actually was Haven. Was Haven. And the second map was a Fracture. The Haven map was relatively close. It was overtime, like you said. But the second map was a bit of a storm. Like Kizuna lost 6 and Mong was like 13, right? So since we don't see Fracture early on here, we see that as probably map 4. It's just going to be on Haven first. Can they actually take a revenge fight? We talk about one map at a time. They lost Haven. It means a lot to Kizuna right now if they want to take it. But if you're the Mongs, all right, I think your main goal is to not let Kizuna get into overtime, because I feel like Kizuna has so much practice in it already, they might suddenly just sweep you if you're not careful.
All right, so no overtimes. That's the game plan, right? Just win or lose.
Just W. You have the W key to get that W. All right, but you also don't want to JL. You don't want to just lose just like this. Remember, this is the last chance for 2023. I'm sorry you gotta bear with us real quick while we are just talking a little bit about these maps and players. We are actually getting the games and the agent selects up real quick. So just to remind you guys, our first map is Haven, picked by Kizuna. Second map, Lotus, picked by Team Mongs. And then of course Pearl, then Fracture, and then Icebox as the decider.
Yep. Kizuna has played, the Mongs have played quite a bit of maps on Haven at least. Haven't had the best of success. They're kind of 50-50 on it. So this is going to be at least the match which decides, will they have a positive or negative win rate on Haven. And,
oh my god, we talked about the win rates yesterday, so I just need to point this out. The Mongs had 100% win rate in almost all their maps, I believe. One of them was Icebox and one of them was Fracture. So BBP, Bikini Bottom Prata House, took 2 of their maps and destroyed their 100% win rate. So, that means a lot, guys. I'm just saying that if the Mongs can be winning the maps just like this, and then another team can just literally sweep you off your feet, it will be a testament to see if Kizuna can also take a couple of maps away from Team Mong. And if you're Team Mong, like, trust me, I was looking at their performance yesterday, and I'm very impressed in their communication and teamwork. They just fell a little bit short because of the firepower, but now looking at them go against like Kizuna, I want to see more of that manifest. Like more of that, like the little lurkers, the annoying INF doing stuff, and then Jay opening the sides really great with his jet.
Yeah, but let's see what agents they're gonna use to run that game plan for Kizuna. They have locked in the Sova, the Astra, Jet, Breach, and the Killjoy. Well, we're gonna have the Mongs lock in their agents really quickly. Looks like it's going to be a very similar lineup on both sides. I mean,
this seems to be the staple right now for Haven.
No surprises here.
It's like you gotta need that Breach. You almost gotta need the Astra too. Some people might kind of switch up the Sova for the Fate depending on your playstyle, but you will almost likely see the Breach and Jet. It almost has to be like that. You know why? Because the wind-up of Flash, the fastest in the game. That's Breach, right? If you lock out one angle, just Jet can safely cloudburst, dash in, and only either peek right, or peek left, because the Breach, let's say the Flash or the Concuss, would have stunned up the other side. So this is just a really good side to actually blitz into a side.
It's the perfect agents to, if you want to break open C. I mean, Breach plus Jet, you break open the side with just 2 agents by themselves. Throw in your Astra to smoke out the rotations. Then you have the Killjoy watching your flank. It's the perfect chaos.
It's just amazing that knowing that Astra and Killjoy can actually flank. There are 2 potential flanking agents because Astra doesn't have to be on site to launch smokes or the smokes. It's great. Like, so I think it's really hard to deviate away from Haven now, knowing that deviate from the lineup in this map of Haven because Chamber has gone out of commission. Right? That opens up the options for your 2 next best Sentinels, which is hint, Riot, we need more new Sentinels now. Yeah. So Harbor also made its way into competence very, very soon. And that's why I'm excited to see Icebox to see if the players can actually pick up the Harbor.
Viper replacement.
No, it's just Viper Harbor. It's amazing.
Viper Harbor.
2 secondary smokers actually coming into play without a primary smoker. But that's about to come if we hit map 5. But we're about to commence game number 1 here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is do or die for one of these teams. As you know, one of these teams will not see the light of Split 2 after this.
Yeah, let's see which is going to be. First round, always attacker-sided, at least historically speaking. It has been an attacker-sided map. We have Jay going, just clearing out the angles for now. Mike going to Garage, where he's going to have to deal with the Killjoy bot as well as a Breach. Breach ready there for a flash once the bot gives him the signal.
Yeah, but okay, it's so obvious. Like, you see their game plan trying to default a bit because the fight is not with them. Their whole goal is to try to trigger the Alarmo bot in the Garage first in order to thin out the defenses from Kizuna. But I think
Jay's going to get the first point of contact. Reza's just jiggle picking up. Spots one. He's going to back off. And he gets the info. 1 player on long. Jet's going to rotate in to try and help him out here. But little does he know, all that Kizuna is doing is all the Mongs is doing is also just gathering info, making sure that they know who is where, and then collapse on the site, which looks like is going to be a C hit or a B hit.
Might be a B. Rush is one thing, but like, guess who is just lurking on the behind as well? It's the Killjoy up on A lobby, but
big concuss.
Yeah, look to be fast. This is what I'm talking about. Wow, a quick flick by Jay instantly. The Suicide Boys didn't see that coming. That was a quick fast trade, but the 2 smokes onto Link will actually kind of force a rotation on attackers here. They're not committing B suddenly.
They're backing off. Flaring got the hole very well, and now they're gonna go into B. 10 seconds left. They're gonna barely get enough time to plant it down. Storm does block off the rotations, and they're gonna be forced to at least watch the spike go down, as it's gonna be a retake here from Flaring and the boys.
Flaring and the boys. I know we got Suicide Boys here, but got to remember that Shinsei. I'm gonna alternate that real quick. It's a successful side plan whatsoever. Esmond was ready for that recon dart, but this is a cross that is absolutely insane from Team Mongs, and they will secure the remaining of the round with, all 3 members still left alive.
Did you see the 1-2 tandem? You've got 2 crossfires, they cover each other and then rotate 180 directly to the last man dropping from Heaven's side. Absolutely perfect post-plant situation there, played by the Mongs, and as they get the first point of the map.
Getting any point now is actually pretty crucial. I think maybe Kizuna is just trying to get a read onto Team Mongs again for this. It's not like they're going up against the first time, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, they fought them before, especially in Haven being their first map too. So I'm all about just seeing the movements on the minimap. Like, where are they going? What kind of utilities are being used in order to trigger attention, rotation, thin out the defenses from Kizuna. So really hard to also kind of flank against Killjoy pickers, because the turret actually has such a wide radius of vision, and it's not like a Cypher where you gotta like toggle between your cameras, right? You hear your bot trigger, you know someone is there. It's all about the audio cues, and it looks like it might be a garage hit.
Yep, Flaring backing off. Oh, spots one. Oh, he actually doesn't connect here, as we're gonna have a hit on towards C here. Jay going in, spots the Killjoy, down you go, and he's gonna be able to open up at least half of the side. Oh, spots the other one. Oh, but Kimmy! What's going on here? Oh my god!
Eco kills, by the way? Okay, we talk about INF again. Remember, last man is trying to rat out, but he got so much to do. 3 members left alive for Kizuna's side, and you saw the kill feed. It was just sheriffs.
Absolutely devastating hold here. INF's going to be facing up against Tree and into a crossfire. Gets shot down here by Kimmy. And what a round here from Kizuna. Able to hold off with just sheriffs and pistols.
Oh, man,
very crucial.
I think that this is a situation, it's just not like this. Shouldn't happen. And not only that Kizuna won a semi-eco, but they're going to carry on Mongs' bonus, right?
Yeah.
This is actually super big because right now, if you know the Mongs is struggling on this really broken buys, it's not like they can even afford half shields or anything. INF can do that because maybe he didn't commit some guns recently, but definitely not the round that Mongs was looking for.
For sure, that makes the economy game really hard to play right now here for the Mongs. They have to force an eco here. They have to go on a semi-buy or a full buy without some utility for the next one. And if they lose that one, they're going to be down, what, 5-1 in towards an attacker side of the map. That's not a good position to be in. But maybe they can turn things around. INF going on a duel, but Suicide Boys will be the one to win that out with just, again, with the... Oh, goes for a second. Oh, doesn't get the third. Esmond is able to stop the reign of terror there for Suicide Boys.
But he's done so much damage, right? He got 2 kills for this price of 1.
For sure.
You gotta know that trade shit needs to be valued.
Yep, definitely value here for Kizuna, as they are 4 versus 3 here. They did manage to recover at least a Vandal there for Jay, and Cairo does have a Vandal of his own as well. So they do have a bit of firepower. They do still have their utilities. But let's see what they can do with it as they're going to go for a long here. There is one player there. Riza spots them out. Jiggle Peak going to back off. And here comes the rotation from the rest of his team.
I think they have had to probably commit to this hit already. I think there's no INF to like get this lurk or anything here. They have to... this is actually just in favor for Kizuna.
Yep.
Kizuna just needs to wait for the plant to come down and then might even stop the Team Mongs in their tracks.
Yeah, Riza is in an important position. He has to get at least one to try and stall things out. Here comes the rotation. He gets one. He gets the 1v1. Cairo will be able to trade him off. But Cairo gets the second. And now we're a 2 versus 2 situation. Spike has to go down. Yep. Going to be planted just right below Haven.
Yeah, it's just in time too.
0.5 seconds. Oh, the dink. That's huge.
Wallbang thing is one thing, but like the issue is both smokers are still alive, and they're all 1 damage off lethal. Cairo is going ready. He's got a triple, gonna save his team from that. We know the voices are back. It's kind of low. That's flaring, by the way. And Cairo is so ready for this cross with Esmond, and they make it work.
What a round there for the Mongs. Cairo getting the 4 kill, opening things up on the site, and being able to even things out with the damage dealt early helps the Mongs get their 2nd point in the map. And once again, economy not looking so good here for Kizuna. After winning that thrifty round in round number 2, I mean, they got things reset in round number 3.
So both teams kind of thrifted each other. You know what? The universe has a balance. Don't fight.
That is true.
Don't fight the law of nature, is what God says. But, you know, now in that, we are on the reset somehow. If I'm not mistaken, I saw an operator.
Yeah, operator on Shinsei.
Shinsei, yeah, he's on. He was there trying to lock out, but the drone will push him back. So it will expand both his tailwind. And but then Flary's got himself in a commanding position. He actually got to cross without any Team Mongs peeking out here. Now let's see if his gamble might just pay off. Even if he gets 1 kill, it should be enough.
He has eyes on him. He gets 1, he gets 2 before getting traded off. Absolutely beautiful trade there for Flaring. He'll take that any day of the week. Cairo was able to stop him there, but the damage has been done. 4 versus 3 situation and nowhere close to sight. Oh, the Jiggle Peak.
The jump peak was about to be super, super scary, right? But I told you the gamble. The gamble, what Flaring did, actually put them in this advantage again. But if you remember the previous round, they also lost a 4 versus 2. So this can still happen. They cannot let Team Mong even an inch here. Gotta play really careful.
Yeah, only when you're down, usually when you're behind, when you are in a disadvantaged position, that's the best time to make dangerous plays, make these, you know, superstar plays. And we see that with the buy. They bought an op despite not having the best economy. And that's going to open things up then for Kizuna, looking like they're going to even things out with a 2-2 scoreboard. Kimi gets a kill on towards INF, though. That's going to be very helpful. Rice gets Cairo, and it's going to leave Mizern to the hands of Rice as they're going to be able to clean things up with a very good score. four agents left alive. That's going to give them a lot of gold.
Is it thrifty again?
It is pretty much a thrifty. I mean, they only committed two guns and not even full armor on them.
I don't know what's going on here, guys. It's Sunday and this is only game number 1. So far, we've witnessed the rounds that are thrifties, the eco rounds, shouldn't have gone in each team's favor. So I call it what you will, but we are on an actual even scoreline. I'm just waiting for like the actual team fight slash skirmishes to really happen. Because right now, all I'm seeing is 1-1 pickoffs.
Yep.
That's about it. Nothing really complicated happening on site just yet.
Yeah, no big executions on tourist sites as we see so far. Maybe they're waiting for everyone to have their full utilities, which because of how the rounds have gone, both teams have not been able to have that sort of opportunity. It looks like we might have a C attack here. Bryce just waiting for the scan.
I think that's gonna come out so far, even though we had a bunch of utils being dumped it onto C. So much utilities from the Killjoy just holding that just in case. But little did you know, Team Mongs has successfully just baited that out and playing it really, really quiet. Where's Cairo going? he took a big U-turn. Jay's already got the Blade Storm. Oh no, suddenly Suicide poised for the shot if someone decides to actually make a B rush. That almost might have happened there because there are 3 players still playing onto Garage. If they play it right, just bring it onto CT, go into a B, maybe a B link. That should be the best course of action. But maybe, just maybe, they might just go for C. But they might run into Killjoy utils.
A lot of utils. They baited those out, but look, who's baiting who? Haha! The Mongs might have set the traps for themselves, but Jay's going to clear out Garage, going straight into C, looks like. Suicide Boys will not have a vision. Jay gets a kill on towards Astra, and that's going to open the side up. Killjoy pops his utility. They clear out the side, but that leaves Bryce in a position on towards Cubby.
I don't know if they knew that he would have paid it out, but this is a defensive Hunter's Fury that is not going to connect.
Surprisingly, I thought that would have... Oh, Jay gets the second, and he has an idea where Bryce is, going straight for it here. Go to go. Mizern gets the kill. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it expired, I think, so maybe he might just use it. Okay, so now it's starting to look good for Team Mongs here. All 5 members still alive for this post plant. I'm surprised. It worked, The Garden, it took Garage into C, even though there's Killjoy utilities in place there. But
just kill,
It was just kill. Jay just opened up really, really insane with that headshot of the Blade Storm. And now they got this round. I think this is probably a good side take. As we've seen for quite a while now. All 5 members alive, as I mentioned.
Yep.
Operator still on anybody here?
I think they did not pick it up. They saw it, but decided they don't want the operator.
Okay.
So clean round, much needed here for the Mongs. That's going to help their economy quite a bit, and we are finally probably going to see the first full buy on the side of the Mongs. While Kizuna, they managed to save 2 guns, and looks like they're going to have a pretty good buy here as well. Shinsei can use the Blade Storm, doesn't really need to buy here. Maybe save up for the op for the next round. Looks to be his game plan.
I think it was quite close compared to what I was expecting. Usually I expect certain teams to kind of pull forward a little bit
for sure,
before they try to even out, but this is a very risky play. Yeah, Suicide Boys whiffs that just a bit from Mizo, and if one of the knives hit earlier, he could have flicked to Cairo before that.
Spike.
So all in all, Cairo is still healthy, no lives connected onto him. In the end, despite all this utility usage, it's still a 1-for-1.
Yeah, but the trade-off, the Jet on the defending side for the Breach on the attacking side, that sounds like a very defender-sided trade for me. Without the flash, without the concuss from the Breach, that's going to help you hold on the sides. They'll not be able to flush you out of these corners. They're only left with pretty much the Astra to try and knock you out of tight corners. So that's going to be really helpful trying to hold out this side. Riza trying to scout things out. Gonna time out before he sees anyone though, so that's might give him a false sense of security. He spots out the Jet and he's gonna back off to a safer. Nope, never mind, no backing off. Nice flash there coming from the side of Kizuna, but only a 1-for-1 trade here. Jay is still alive.
But because of that, they knew that Kimi was on site because of that flash, right?
Yeah.
So they need to know where he's positioned. And Nesma with a wide swing catches out Kimi. Down at 3-on-1. Once again, they always get the plan, right? Now this is a lineup for the Nano Swarm, doesn't really connect. Just to see if, if anyone's playing default, although it's not being triggered just yet. We got an Astra Ward that's ready, coming for this retake. I don't know if he wants to commit this. Voices are
Probably
back.
not. Gets spotted out there, Jay. Uses Cloudburst, trying to just jiggle pick, spend as much time as possible. They are just trying to hold off this post-plant situation. As they're gonna spot out the Killjoy. That leaves Flaring. One man left standing against the wall. Gets one. Can he get the second? No, he cannot. INF shuts him down. And the Mongs finally gets a 2-round lead.
Okay. Oh, I think I would just say that if the Mongs get a man advantage, right, they will definitely be able to close out the round a bit better. That's where they start feeling comfortable, because most of the time, Mongs always start out with a man disadvantage, almost every time. So I feel like if they get comfortable with the numbers first, and then suddenly their game plan starts to fall together. Whereas on Kizuna's side, it doesn't matter like how many people they lose earlier on. They just they will still have a game plan to like close out the round. But half the time, if you see, that Mongs will always get this plan, right? So it's always in Kizuna's book to try to either isolate the kills and get the defuse, or they usually will lose the round, and that's why Mongs now is leading.
Yeah, Kizuna, I mean, if you want to play post-plant, you want to be in at least even in terms of numbers. You always don't want to be behind, 2 versus 3, 3 versus 4. Those are not good situations to try and get a retake. And both teams, they do have decent agents to retake. You have the Breach, you have the Astra. That's going to help you out for the retake. But without those agents alive, it makes the retake much, much harder.
Can I get this?
It's also quite tough to... I don't know if you noticed, but we actually don't have a UI for the agents. So it's hard to call out the names of the players.
Yeah.
Depending on who else is left alive, the name specifically. So if you hear us just calling out Killjoy or Breach or Jet, we sincerely apologize, but I'll try to remember to include the team names in there to not confuse you guys.
Yeah, Killjoy kills Killjoy. Very nice.
Very good. Very nice. But in this case, we still remember that Kizuna already used one timeout in this first half for this strat. And Riza, once again, he's always been playing A, just holding down at least on A side with Kimi most of the time. They haven't really switched that up because, Kimi is just waiting if anyone's pushing to sewers, in which Cairo might just get his position to be known because of that drone, and that stun will come out. But unfortunately, Bryce cannot commit to that because they knew there was a couple more people up at lobby area to, fire onto him.
Great breach concuss there, being able to save his teammate, making sure that, Kimi is able to back off to a defensible position. And that sounds the bell for the Mongs to make a rotation towards C. We do still have Flaring holding down that side. Meanwhile, Shinsei, gets killed off in Garage. That's going to open things up there for the Mongs, as they're going to make a fast W in towards C side. Only Flaring left here to defend there. He's playing around his smoke.
Yeah.
Do they know?
Flaring loves this smoke. Actually, there's a lot of people that play these smokes, and when you see this out smoke, it's so obvious that there's always an Astra hiding in there. Always. And Team Mongs read that out like a book. We'll clear out the only person on site, and now we'll hold post plant. Again, with 5 members alive.
Concuss does hit on towards Mizuno. Riza, here comes the breach out. That's going to be huge. Hits all 3 players. That's going to be an easy cleanup there for Jay and Mizern, as it's just going to be Bryce left standing. He gets one. Thinks the second.
Phantom things, guys. Hit lit for 140. But not only he has to get the defuse, he has to kill 3 people with ultimates as well. So I don't think that's even going to happen because Cairo sneaks in from behind, takes up Bryce. We are on the lead even further beyond.
The Mongs have really impressed me with, how they're playing so far as a team. Usually when you see these teams, unknown names, you expect them to be, pop stars. They just know how to kill. They just know how to go in and create havoc. But they've been playing very disciplined, getting the info, forcing rotations, and then when they commit to a site, everything goes in. No one falls back. No one's not in a great position, and that is really impressive for a brand new team on the spot.
I think what makes a good team as well is having a good coach. And if I'm not mistaken, Team Mongs actually do have a coach.
I did see someone on the coach spot earlier.
That's why they've been calling like good timeouts yesterday. They were trying to reconvene pretty well, and half the time it actually shows up. But this time Bryce is playing a little bit different. He pushed out B, got some information, but it's only a 1-for-2 trade. So still in favor for TM because understandably equal fragging happening. Yeah. I think Kizuna has not had the best rounds for their buys. Riza would...
what? That's an angle I've never seen.
What a movement, but it's still only good for 1. I think TM still did their due diligence to check. Because otherwise, Riza would have got a 2-3 kills.
Still, as an eco rounds, you get whatever kills you can get. If Flaring is able to hold on to this Vandal, that's going to be really helpful. If he gets another kill or two, that's even better. Just creating, a little bit of trouble with the economy for the side of the Mongs, not letting them run away with in terms of economy, but maybe Flaring can make some magic happen here.
Flaring only has 12 bullets earlier on, but he finally gets a reload. If there was another person there, he would be in a lot of trouble.
But one is all you need.
True.
Every YouTuber has told me never reload.
He's at 5 bullets left, fine. 1 bullet for each. He's in, he's got that W. Unfortunately, there was a bot to tag him. He's running down low, he's going slow. And of course, as predicted, the eco rounds will not work out. It seems the eco strat has only successfully convened for like the past, 4 or 5 rounds? The 2-2. That's about it. We're back into normalcy, guys, okay? Rifles actually wins, not pistols.
Who knew?
I know, right? Tell me about it. 2-6, the drag is going to happen now. And if anything I know about Kizuna is that usually once they fall behind, comeback potential is usually very hard for them. I say this pretty generally, but any comeback is hard, but it's not impossible.
True.
I just mean that you don't run away with such a leading scoreline. I know you have a best of 5 today, but you don't want to go all 5 games.
Still, it's Haven. I mean, if you have an 8-4 scoreline, you're pretty happy with that, considering the start you have, the rounds you traded. 8-4 is still decent. You can still make things happen as long as you win the pistol round on the side switch. So definitely not over here for Kizuna, but the Mongs definitely have a comfortable lead at the moment. 6-2 if they get themselves to 8-2, and they will have money to buy for the rest of the half.
Kizuna doesn't have a lot of Haven games played, so that's why I'm really surprised that they picked Haven to be their first map.
If you want to lose a map, you want to lose, the worst one first and get it over with.
Kind of true, maybe.
I got the spike.
But the next map is actually Lotus being picked by Mongs. If you see the Mongs Haven win percentage, it's actually also 50. The difference is that Kizuna only played 2 Haven maps, and the Mongs has played 10 Haven maps.
Familiarity definitely comes into play here as they're going to execute here in towards B side. Spike does go down. The aftershock, the concuss trying to slow things down, but the spike will have gone down. Jay in and out really fastly.
Okay, it's all 5 on an all 5 retake. There will be ultimates committed to this. We hear 2. There was an Astro wall, but Suicide Boys just decidedly decided to pick forward. This Hunter's Fury is not being timed just right there. Cairo will miss it out, but the Cosmic Divide is going to prevent any sort of audio keys. It's already half, and I don't think that Team Mongs can do anything about this because of the ultimate. Very, very convincing round for Team Mongs to get the plant. He was in, he was out. That was Jay, right? But the ultimates came in, and it was only 2 being utilized by Kizuna. If you're worried about Team Mongs has 3 ultimates still coming out, even when Cairo already used 1.
Yeah, the utility timing was a little bit off there, especially from Cairo over there. It could have... sure, the Cosmic Divide definitely creates a lot of issues. No sound cues, no audio cues. You kind of have to, play blind.
I was really confused. Where was the Gravity Well combined with the Hunter's Fury? Because that could be a good combination to keep them there on spikes. But no. Let's look another one.
Second Cosmic Divide. They're going to run it back here. Jay's going to plant at the exact same spot. Here comes the defensive Hunter's Fury. He does tag the Jet, but not enough to finish him off. Oh, he's going to get him? Nope, he does not. But he tags Cairo, though.
Tags 2. I think now they got information. It's all there. Oh, no, Kimi needs a check left. And he does, even though INF pays the price for that. And that's Suicide Boys. I'm so sorry. What is this going on? Is Kizuna still coming up on top there? Rise to the triple, and they will once again take this round. 2 rounds in a row going on for Kizuna, and they are starting to close the gap.
Much better scoreline now, even if they don't win any rounds after this. 8-4, definitely doable. If they get themselves to a 6-6, that is the perfect scenario here for Kizuna. They strike back, they strike hard, they get 2 kills, they get 2 points on the map. And now things look very even on both sides. Timeout for the side of the Mongs.
Finally, Mongs calling it now. There really is a timer buff going on. Half the time, you will always get like almost 2 rounds in a row before anything happens. But they're still the lead, if anything. Not to say that the Mongs is in any form of grave danger so far. To try to keep Kizuna on a leash, they should be able to enter the second half with a proper defense setup. And then, I would say that INF can actually completely fulfill his killjoy role, locking down his C, locking down his garage side, whereas the rest of his team can just focus on A.
Yeah, we have a lockdown here though for the side of the Mongs, so that's going to be helpful. Breaking open A, breaking open B. One of the best ultimates to clear out both sides. So in this, if they are going on a semi-buy or an eco round here for the Mongs, I definitely see them trying to get the hit on towards A or B. And I think, look at how Kizuna is positioning themselves. They expect that as well, and they are stacking up very heavily on towards A.
There's a lot of times that it is a, funny enough, A hit. Sometimes, almost not all the time, there's going to be a fast B in and out during pistols, okay? But this is not a pistol just yet.
Yeah.
So A lobby is always going to be the most favorable to hit sometimes, but you don't want to commit all 5 there, because otherwise you're going to be susceptible to Kizuna pushing out a garage, pushing out a C to flank you.
Yep. That's where INF steps in, but we do have flag. Oh, gets tagged out, gonna back off.
10,000 people were being scanned there at lobby, so their commitment to A might just pay off for Kizuna. But if the Mongs, I don't know if they want to let up, you know, commit it out. And unfortunately, they are falling to the members of Kizuna. This is a full-on commit. The spike is nowhere close to them. They were supposed to just make noise, get out, but they decided to commit to the fight and fell heavily. Questionable plays? I will have to say so. There wasn't a round that like they should, you know, just fall completely to the likes of Suicide Boys and Bryce, you know, just push out like this.
Yeah, I think this is where, you know, the having experience comes in. You know, you're down 2-6, you know how to get yourselves back in action. But here, the Mongs, you know, they were up 6-2. They lost 2 very close rounds, but then, you know, they're starting to crumble a little bit, at least in the last round. Hopefully, they are able to stabilize and make this a tight series. But Kizuna definitely wants a tight series. Oh, Nano Swarm stops Kairo's little play there to get information. Bryce is going to be very happy about that.
Meetsun just kind of dodged away with his life. I mean, it was a wall bang. It won't be a one-shot, one-kill, but
this is...
You're right. One commitment needs to be... Most likely they had to let this go, because the lockdown will force them away from the links.
Yeah, they're going to play for retail. Oh, they actually killed off the lockdown.
Oh, what?
With what?
A wallbang, I guess, most likely. I'm not sure what wallbang got through there, or is it an actual angle that the Phantom could shoot? I need a replay for that. Unfortunately, here we go. Suicide Boys already swapped out his operator for that Phantom. Unfortunately, Esmond gets him.
Good position there for flaring. He gets a kill, making it a 3 versus 3 right now. Not too much HP left on the breach, as they're going to try and just hard walk in towards B side. There is a bot on towards the high ground.
Hard walk implies they're soft walk, and trust me, nothing about this is soft. They have to go in hard because they only have 3 members alive, right? They need to get this plant, get out again. They're really good at that, right? Despite the number disadvantage, they want to be in, they're out. But it seems that Kizuna is 100% ready for this. They wanted to go for the A link into A, but right now, all Kizuna, they were ready. They had a perfect read of the team, Mongs. As what you mentioned, the best case scenario to close out the round is a 6-6 for Kizuna, and they have achieved that. Now the Mongs is probably not happy seeing that they lost this huge lead to Kizuna.
Yeah, Kizuna, if you end an attacker's side a half on the defender's side with a 6-6 score, you're going to be pretty happy about that. And that's going to help them with the morale. Let's see if Kizuna is able to open things up on this pistol round. Looking at the buys, it looks like frenzies all around here for the side of Kizuna. Fast C is what the buy tells me that they're going to do. And let's see if they're going to do exactly that. Couple of ghosts here for the Mongs. Do see some utils.
With 3 Mongs playing on C side, if Kizuna disrespects this, like their diligence to push, I think they could be in a lot of trouble. There's a preemptive star there being out.
Hold W. Oh, Esmond spots him out. He's going to be flushed out of this corner. Good movements, stopping him from being concussed there. As they're going to hit side really quickly. Bryce, Reza, Suicide Boys getting a kill for themselves. Esmond gets 3.
No, actually, just Esmond good for 2. There's only one, his other team member that got his back only for a while. I said that I was worried. Like, Team Mong had 3 members on C side, and they still managed to get the plant in for Kizuna. Even though Jay makes it a 1 versus 1, you know, Shinsei's got the biggest wraparound of his life and managed to actually win it out. Good entry, also a good clutch. What a good round to start for Kizuna, the pistol.
Spike down as well. 300 more creds going towards the way of Kizuna. That's going to go a long way to helping them get their foothold on this map. Remember, they lost. I mean, they lost to the Mongs 2-0 in the first round of this promotion relegation bracket. So
it means a lot to them if they actually start just taking these rounds after rounds. Like, I'll be damned if Kizuna 2-0s this first and put Mong on the worst position available, having to go to 3 more maps to try to force not only the overtime but game 5 maybe.
Yeah, a huge test of resilience here for the Mongs if that ever happens. But hey, the first map is not done yet. Esmon gets scouted out there. He's gonna have to back off. Walks into a nanostorm, almost dies, and Suicide Boys go straight in. Only the Sheriff gets one. And that's gonna help things out. Oh, he gets traded off there by Mizer. Reza gets a kill. INF, Kimmy all chiming in, all getting a kill. Mizer down really low. And it's gonna be down to a 1 versus 3 situation. Jay, he's been in this position before. Can he do it again? No, he cannot. Quick round, over and done. Kizuna gets the second.
Yeah, Lord, our Astra was absolutely playing with fire there. He was so low. He was tagged, almost dies to the Spectre spray. I mean, Esmon was somehow still alive in all of those, and he's not even the Suicide Boy.
No, he definitely is not. I mean, we see Jet though. I mean, Shinsei has been making some very aggressive moves, and that goes along with his name, right?
Yeah.
Not afraid of dying, knowing that his role open things up, and hope that his team is able to follow up as well. Jay looks to do the exact same thing right now, trying to push out a long. No one is going to be scattered out there. He's going to push out really aggressively, really high up, getting a lot of info that, hey guys, A is clear, rotate now. Spike down, going to the way of Kizuna. Okay, and he's going to back off. Oof. All the utils completely missed up.
Okay, the thing about B is that it's fast to take. It's very hard to hold post plant. You got to worry about 4 potential angles, them coming out. But it seems that they got it covered first. There's a
alarm bot.
No, there's a turret and alarm bot. Of course, you can secure that to prevent people from rotating. Cairo is on site so far. You're on the back. That's the 3-on trade here onto Garage outside. Kimmy's got 2. Cairo's got an angle, but he can't find it just yet. Suicide Boys had to, you know, pick a 50-50, and he lost that.
Yep, Jay is going to cover the defuse, and looks like they might get this. Oh, no, out of time. He's not holding a defuse. They get a kill, but I don't think this is enough time. They're going to die out.
Oh, no. I think he might even just die with that as well. Cairo, have a good life.
Cairo hesitated when Jay had his angle, so that, you know, that burnt a lot of time. Maybe he could have gotten into half before trying to, you know, get assist with the trade-off.
I think one thing they have people has got to get familiarized is the defuse timer.
Yeah,
if you know that it's past a certain threshold point, you can't let it go no matter what, because you either get shot through the head or
you lose anyways.
You lose anyway, right? So might as well just hold it down. There was a gamble that Cairo could have definitely took to just hold it down. You know, potato. We are 9-6. It's not that bad. 3 rounds deficit. Mong can still come back from this. But I'm just saying that Kizuna, compared to like the first time they faced Mongs, they definitely got a better hold onto this one.
Oh, Kimmy sprays through the smoke, tags Jay a little bit here. They know that he's been making these aggressive plays, trying to open things up for his team. On the defending side, Jet, get the info, get a kill, hopefully back off. That's your job on the defending side. And Jay, so far, hasn't been able to get too much out of his aggressive plays.
All he needs to do is just hold up this lobby. There's a alarm bot from Bryce holding on window, so if anyone pushes up from B and tries to flank them, then they would know. But no one pushes out through B. This is completely open. This should give Kizuna like an idea of where Mongs is right now. This is going to be a good opening Shinsei. He needs to clear Gong as well. He doesn't really do it, but he just decides to clear out A link. That's fine, because the defenses are thinned out from A and C. There are 2 people flanking, in which where Bryce is trying to hold it down. He's a bit questionable in landing down the sprays. He's down super low. One tag from Jay should do it, but Bryce still comes out faster because he's the one holding the angle.
Yep, super low, doesn't matter if all you need is 1 tap to the head. 10-6 scoreline. Kizuna looking to close out the first map of this best of 5 series very convincingly. Looking at the buy on both sides. The Mongs, again, running a little bit on fumes here. No weapon here for Jay. He needs an orb to get the Blaze Storm out, but everyone else does have some weapons, some utils, so that's gonna be enough on the defending side. I don't think so.
No, I think this is a good one. They want to secure the orb on A. So unfortunately though, They know that he's 1 point away from the ultimate, and they will deny Jay that orb.
Painful, absolutely painful here. Having to be playing with just a classic. Gets tagged out. All right, good night, Jay. Your job here is done. Here comes the breach ultimate on both ends. That's a trade. Cairo gets a kill. That's huge. That's gonna slow things down. That's gonna be on the Sova as well. Cairo, gets sprayed through the smoke. And Suicide Boys does go down. Kimi gets a kill, gets 2. And Flaring will be able to clean things up on the side. That leaves only INF. Last man standing. Can he make magic happen here? 1 kill. Not getting the second. Flaring able to stop it with the 3K. And 11-3 scoreline here for Kizuna.
11-6, yeah.
11-6.
Okay, no, here's the thing, right? I wanted to point out that every single time the Suicide Boys dies, I felt like it's always Mizern getting the kill. I don't know why. It feels like Mizern is the kryptonite for Shinsei. I could be wrong though, but it's just every time I notice the kill feed. But yes, we're talking about how the reads from Kizuna is going onto Mongs. They realize that everyone has a buy aside from Jay. And Jay would take the path of least resistance for an orb, and that's a long.
Yep.
And they shut him out there. Instantly, he was disabled. There was nothing much that Jay could do for the rest of his team, and immediately just cleaned up the floor. These are the good read from Kizuna, what they're doing. It's not that, you know, I don't feel like they're being challenged by Mongs so far. Everything that Mongs is trying to do on the defense, Kizuna always overwhelms them. It's just tough for Mongs.
Yeah, it is. This is where, you know, experience comes in, right? You play more games, you know these things, the macro plays across the map, knowing that what the opponent wants to do, and able to make a counterplay for that. That is huge. Timeout here used by the Mongs. Let's see what that 60 seconds can help them, because right now they are in dire straits. They lost the last 9 rounds in a row in a map where, you know, it is very attackers. It is pretty attacker-sided.
So that's the problem. Now you're on the defense. The hill gets steeper.
Yep. And you don't even have a full buy here. They're gonna have to work with what they've got, and
very highly chance that they will be they'll hit the 12-point mark for Kizuna, and that will put Mongs on a huge deficit. Well, not that they can't try. They're 4 ultimates.
For sure. At least Jay does have the Blade Storm this time.
At least this time.
They're gonna at least get some information here. We do have 3 players from the side of Kizuna just hanging around, looking like they're gonna try and hit C.
Man, it might just not happen just yet. It's not gonna be a full commit, but they cannot disrespect INF. They need to do their due diligence to make this cross, but he hears alarm bot being placed from the attackers. Now they need to check. Oh, wow! What a shot there by Shinsei. 2 shots, 2 very fast headshots, in fact. And suddenly, before the round even had a chance, Team Mongs down that man disadvantage just like this.
Shinsei has been playing really well this map, at least. I mean, playing what he does need, very aggressive, opening things up. He's gonna fall here to Cairo, but Rizam as well as Flaring is gonna clean things up, and they're gonna go to map point here for the side of Kizuna.
Yeah, it is match point, at least for this first round. Not series point just yet. Guys, we are going full 5 games, okay? There's 5 games today. Let's not manifest that, but I can say that both these teams are fatigued, okay? Like you can say, Kizuna went through the worlds of overtime yesterday against Team Path, whereas the Mongs was... Mongs had a faster game against Bikini Bottom Prata House. They lost 0-3, okay? But if I were to try to support in another Cinderella Sunrise team, it would be the Mongs, because we haven't seen them out so far. You know, they're trying to stamp their name in history. Whereas if you're on the side of Kizuna, you will feel that they kind of deserve a second chance with this roster switch up for Split 2.
Let's see which of these teams will be making it through. It is very early to call. I mean, even this map is not over yet. There's always a way. 3 ultimates here for the side of the Mongs. That's going to help them out in holding things out. They do have Cosmic Divide. They do have Hunter's Fury. They have the lockdown as well, as they're going to try and hit on towards B here, but the B hole is too strong here. Cairo, INF, locking things down. 2 versus 5 situation. Whoops.
The question mark may come out here. I think Kizuna might just let this out for Mongs, but an inch can go to a mile. I think that at least if it's just 1 round.
You should try. You should always try. There's always a chance. He gets tagged out here though, Flaring. He has to back off. Remove the ball. Press F. Nope, never mind.
No. Hello, this is You can't remove this bolt.
Right.
I think. I forgot. Sometimes I do that too for Cypher. Yeah, I was like, I just walk with it and be like, wait, why is it still on?
Why am I tagged forever?
I'm tagged forever. Yeah, okay. This is just tough. Always. Let's count the times INF is the last man standing. Every time it's the last man standing, we take a
sip of water.
You know what? That's the safest way to say it.
Oh, Bryce gets one, almost got the second, but INF able to get 3 and close things out here. 12-7. That's going to help them at least buy up the next round. They do still have all their ultimates that they didn't even need to use to hold out that B side. So that's going to be, you know, a little bit of a silver lining for them. There is still 3 ultimates here for the side of Kizuna though, so they have to watch out for that as well. Pretty much mirror ultimates on both sides. With, you know,
would you agree that maybe the operator should do some work, or unless they would shut Jay down instantly? It's all about also enabling your teammate, even on the defense, you know? Maybe not, not just react to things, but also enable. So
Jay has to play aggressive with this operator to give them, you know, give them the early opening, back off, and then make it a 5v4, and then you have a huge advantage.
Oh, but he's playing alone, Jay. Like, the issue is, where's his breach to enable him? His tailwind is gone. One double peek and Jay might just die here.
Oh, here comes. Oh, he has to back off. That's the info though. He knows everyone's here. Oh, but better Jet.
How? Shinsei built like a machine.
That's the Jet diff right here. Bryce is going to be able to help clear out the site, and Spike is going to go down 4 versus 3. Retake here. There is the ultimates to help them out. There is a lockdown. There is pretty much everything. Bryce does drop the swarm.
Yeah, okay. Okay, this is just ultimates right now. This is all gaming here. Suicide Boys to the triple. Might even get the ace. He's in for the 4. Trying to find the last man standing, and that is Esmond. They can even throw some of the team members to Kizuna to try to find him for this ace. At this point, just be content. And here, doesn't matter, the ace will not come through. But what will come through is that Kizuna taking map number 1.
Very quick ending to what seems to be a very close first half. I mean, Kizuna definitely released just put off the foot off the brakes there and just went all out in the second half. I mean, did they even lose a round? They did lose 1 round, but that was pretty much it. 6-6 scoreline ended with 12-13. That's going to be the first scoreline of map number 1.
13-7. Was it 13-7, 13-8?
37.
37, right. Most of a score line that we saw between Fracture the first time that Mongs and Kizuna went against each other. It was a 13-6, but this time right now, I feel like the feelings have switched. Okay, so Mongs now on that deficit. Kizuna is going to vibe off this one, moving into Lotus next. That is Team Mongs map pick. So hey, if Kizuna wins their own map pick, I guess that is all that should be protracted. So now it's all about how Team Mongs will try to respond with this, with the next pick.
Yeah, we've pretty much the map that, you know, most players are unfamiliar with. It is the latest map in the competitive map pool is Pearl. I'm sorry, it is Lotus. And again, it's like Haven. You know, you have 3 sites. You know, it is a tough.
They're picking all the Haven alternatives here, but it's actually surprising to me that Lotus is picked by Team Mongs because they also only pick 1 Lotus in the entirety of the open brackets for split 2, right? So
did they win it though? Did they win that match?
They did win. That's
all right. 100% win rate.
You know, you can keep it at 100% and keep banning off that map. So in your VLR stats, you know, you always be 100%. People will fear that map. But okay, let's just take a break here real quick. We will set up Lotus for you. That's coming up next for this VALORANT Challengers NYSG Relegation promotion. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VALORANT channel's relegation promotion bracket. My name is Zero, and joining me here is Zeno. With me here is Zeno Viper. And if you just tuned in, you just missed a conclusion of a pretty one-sided, considering the scoreline. A map on Haven.
I would say it's not one-sided. Maybe like it was even the first half with some very questionable eco rounds and thrifties, but then all of a sudden Kizuna got the read onto Team Mongs and just swept the floor with it. That's what I mentioned. The first few half, I felt like Kizuna was trying to get a read on Team Mongs, what they were doing, and instantly they adapted. They got the ammo and then probably had a breeze for the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, for sure. That was a very fast, considering VALORANT, we do see a lot of back and forths, a lot of long rounds, but in the end, 13-7 was the scoreline there for Kizuna getting the first win on the board. In the best of 5 series, so plenty more VALORANT action left to go. And to go, we are going to have Lotus as our second map.
Yep, Lotus being picked by Team Mongs, and trust me, I would say Mongs only played this map once. Whereas Kizuna, they haven't played it, at least for Split 2. But on Split 1, for Kizuna, they've played Lotus also only once, in which they lost the map. So both teams has kind of like, in terms of at least competitive, maybe not the best experience, but I'm not sure if off the cameras, they've had their own practice within the map. It's just it's still a funky map that's trying to find its place in VALORANT. Pearl used to be in that position, but then now it's being picked more often. So if you guys like Pearl, that's going to be coming up map 3, but now we got Lotus to worry about.
Yeah, Lotus, tree size just like Haven. Maybe that's what Kizuna likes to do, likes to throw wrenches into the plans of the defending side. Tree maps, just by how the layout is, it is very hard to hold. You now, instead of having a 2-3 split, you're gonna have to have the 2-1-2 or just have weird commitments on either side. So the agent picks are going to be very crucial here, knowing that you're starting out on the defending side. Do you go for more sentinels to hold out the side? Do you go for more controllers, or do you have a different plan altogether?
It's so weird because this map, I actually like this map. For some reason, Riot has a tendency of releasing maps that I hate every single time.
I've heard that sentiment from you a lot.
Not by choice. Like when I analyze the map design and be like, what is this? This is just not good, Like till this point, I feel like Fracture is a bit questionable. But when they released Lotus, I'm like, hey, a lot of these maps actually make sense, compared to like Pearl. Pearl is absolutely massive, That's a big difference. But I feel like Lotus has potential, and I think that a lot of teams are also willing to practice and try this map early compared to last time there was Breeze, right? Yeah. So it's different, and people are more willing to play Lotus. So the more maps of Lotus that these teams play, I think the more ready they are too for sure too, right?
Yep. And looking at the agents, both sides pick Lotus. We have INF on the Killjoy, Jay playing the Raze this time, and Cairo on the bridge, Esmond on the Omen, and Harbor making its way here on towards Lotus, played by Mizern.
Okay, this is actually quite interesting. So it's not a complete mirror. 2 smoker of choice for Team Mongs, and then 2 initiators for Kizuna side. So, okay, this is what I like now. If it's not a mirror, and that way we can actually analyze it a bit deeper in how the team comps affect the outcome of a match, right?
Yep.
Because if you have a complete mirror, all you have to just talk about is the, the peak chances, the trade-off factor.
Yeah, execution, things like that. But here we have something more interesting here for the side of Kizuna. We have Fade, played by Riza, and Jet once again on the side of Shinsei. So it's no Sova going for Fate this time. Same sort of MO, the information gather. You've got a little bit more control here on the Fade. But on the side of the Mongs, they have no way of gathering information except just audio cues and just
Killjoy utils. That's your only reliable info gather. And when I say info, it's not even like you actually see the enemy, right? Whereas you got a Fade haunt. You see outlines. I haven't practiced lineups with Fade for this map of Lotus, but I really believe there can be tons of lineups possible. And I don't know when Gecko starts to see the light of competitive gameplay, it will switch things out completely. Because I really like Gecko. That's all I'm saying.
What's your favorite skill on Gecko? Mosh pit.
Is it mosh pit? Wait, let me think about it. I would say mosh pit because anyone who knows me knows I like music, music festivals. I like festivals and I like to mosh, but if you want me to be very honest, it has to be it has to be my little boy, right? Because there has not been a dynamic of this type of skill in Valorant. Having a partner to help you plan and defuse, it's essentially like if you're down on a 1 versus 2, 1 versus 1 situation, it's almost like a killjoy where your turret is helping you. So little dude is just strong, you know?
It's so confusing as well.
You know how essential. Oh my gosh. The trash talk's coming out. For himself, though, he's the only one playing the race, so I'm wondering who's asking him that question.
Right, as Mon gets the sound audio cue, he knows that they're going to be getting a hit on C. The rotations are a bit slow here, so they're going to have to play for the retake as we do have the Jet opening things up onto our C side. It is clear. Plant the spike. And then play for the post plant here. INF still lurking right behind the Omen smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Usually half the time, like you secure this C, you can just play back onto main. The breach, by the way, the aftershocks can usually be placed in such great positions to hold a post plant. That's why usually breach is so strong in this map too.
Yeah, so many walls, so many buildings for you to use them out.
Angles are a nightmare.
Got the angle, but Kimi got the kill here. He might go for the second. No, he's going to trade it off there. INF gets the kill. Spraying through the Omen smoke. He gets the kill onto the Omen as well, as it's going to be a 2 versus 2 situation. Riza through the smoke gets the headshot. But Jay, Bryce, he does have... Oh, crispy aim. That's what he has.
Wait, could you actually defuse that without peeking out though? You could, right? Or no?
If you stand on the other side, I think you could.
So there was actually no reason for our other killjoy to peek out, right? Because he would have gotten the angle. Why? Maybe he was worried for them pushing out, but I might need to check that back again. I'll be very honest with you, Lotus is also still a map that I'm quite foreign with, especially with these like angles, but oh damn, that was actually a really good one by Kizuna.
Yeah, for sure. I played 10 games of ladder yesterday trying to queue into Lotus so I can have a little more play time on it.
You just say ladder?
I ranked, whatever it's called, and I couldn't get it. I keep getting Pearl for some reason.
You missed the chance where
the higher.
No, you could actually. There's actually a default map, a game mode that only locks you in for Lotus.
Oh, default mode for flaring seems to be kill here as it gets 2, and it's going to be just INF left standing, and he's gonna get scouted out there by the Prowler. INF, I don't think you're gonna get anything done here. Spike's not even down because Riza is going to be finishing him off here. Flawless round here for Kizuna. Quick 2-0.
I know Flaring has like teammates with him, but he was just taking his time with the ghost and he was getting kills. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Both executions are fast on like C and B. No one really tried A so far. Usually like Mount control is... not Mount, sorry.
Is it Paramount?
Oh my god, don't get me started. The Ruble control is very damn important. And it might be the one to go for here right now because they do have the the long range weaponry to actually take the fight. So as long as you can just smoke out stairs and just keep on main for a bit, and then just rotate to A link if you really want. But otherwise, usually people go for 3.
Jay, aggressive satchel on towards the front. He gets concussed there. That's not a position he wants to be in. Gets scouted out there. No, he does not.
Okay.
Teammates covering. Imagine having teammates here. Here comes the boom bot.
Okay, yeah, Jay is ready saturated forward. They know he's there, but they don't want to peek him because he's holding out this angle first. But it's down on 4-4. Jay is still trying to play in the smoke. But the rest of Kizuna is already jet on out of there. They don't want to commit to this so far. Despite all that chaos, it's still 4-4. Very surprising.
Omen playing on towards Mound. Still no side committal as of yet. They sort of try and poke and prod at each other, trying to force utils. Try and force rotations, but now looks like they're going to go all the way back towards A. There is still the breach holding on to that corner, or to the angle here, on towards stairs, trying to gather information, not really commit. Oh, really too low to take that firefight as Riza is going to be upgrading his weapon on towards a Phantom, and he gets the info. Guys, they're going A. Can I get a rotation, please?
Okay, that. I would say that C is just to prevent someone up from pushing through A long, but like 3 usually is kind of open if no one is holding down
30
there.
seconds. Bryce has the angle. That's the tap.
God, it was so damn long. Cairo on side, also 1 damage off lethal, and Riza can't fix him out. Yeah, they were so ready. The bottom to drop everything, working in the favor of Kizuna. Seems like their coordination here leaps and bounds ahead of the Mongs.
Mongs have to save this round. They do have a sort of a broken bye the next round, especially with these two weapons being held on here by...
This is Rizal already has a Nightfall. Where did he get that? I need to check on his kills later.
Kills. He killed 3 this round, and I think 2 the round before, so that's already 5.
Unless he's the only one that keeps getting the plant down every single time.
That's true. That's 2 more. And 3rd for this one as well.
I'm actually loving Kizuna's lineup. Like, you have 2 potentially one of the strongest ults for close proximity fights, and that is the Nightfall and Rolling Thunder.
Not to mention you have the lockdown here as well. That gives you even more.
Yeah, it's so good. So the difference between like now Mongs having this Harbor and Omen's like combo is that you're actually sacrificing a lot more entry potential, you know. Despite, yes, Kizuna doesn't have the raise, I do argue that raise actually feels a bit better here sometimes. Yeah. But Shinsei is on his jet. This is his comfort agent, right? So the rest of the team just enable him. There's, you know, especially the Fade. The Prowler clears corners a little bit faster than what the Monks can do. So I'm just here to observe and analyze to see whether or not Monks can actually win their own mapping now when they're down 0-3.
Oh, gets wallbang there by Suicide Boys. Esmond not going to get anything done for them. Flaring gets a kill on towards INF as well. 3 versus 5 situation. Mizer though, even things out, gets 2 for his own before he gets trading off there. And is down to a 1 versus 2 situation. Jay is the lone man holding down B side, but the spike is going all the way towards C. And looks like Jay is going to be moving on towards the wrong direction. He has no info where anyone is. And Bryce is holding this tight corner here down by Waterfall.
Yeah, he's just taking a gamble in case they're actually going A, but he will probably hear the spike plant now and also deal with 2 members. The issue is C, there's so many places to hide, man. He has to clear so many angles. Yes, he does have a alarm. He has a boom bot to actually clear out certain angles first, but you can see that, you know, they're kind of thinning out their defenses real quick. One is just holding on E-Hall in case they're coming in through gravel, but he's not there.
Yep. All that Kizuna needs to do right now is just set up a crossfire. You know it's a 2 versus 1. You set up the trade. You can die, but your teammate just has to get the kill here. And Bryce won't need teammates because he's on the tear of his own, getting the kill.
Yeah, he could have used maybe Boombot first if he wants to get in, but the timer was ticking down way too fast already, so maybe he just didn't want to commit the Boombot. I mean, race car. Yo, I was playing ranked that day and this voice suddenly said, "Race, please use your race car." I'm like, oh my gosh, I have never heard that in my life and it sounds so good. From here on right now, the Boombot is now a race car.
Oh, God. All right, timeout here for the Mongs, and I think we need a timeout here for Xenoviper as well. Because
okay, time out. Bye-bye. Have a great time.
His puns are getting a bit out of control.
It's Xeno hour somewhere in the world, okay? Sometimes it's at night, sometimes it's late afternoon. I understand why the Monks will have to call this timeout. They're 0-4, man. Like, Kizuna is somehow just finding and styling ways upon the Monks here, or the attack. So if you don't have enough practice on a map like Lotus, it's very, very attacker heavy.
For sure.
Just saying.
Yeah, on the flip side as well, I mean, maybe the games they played yesterday, you know, with the multiple overtimes, that helped them build their team chemistry, that worked in their favor. As let's see what the Mongs can have in their favor after the timeout. What does their coach have in store for them? What do you do? What do you tell your team in 60 seconds? Guys, kill better.
Yeah, kill better, press W, G. You know?
Just click their heads, not that hard.
Yeah, the thing about like having a harbor as well is that you need insane communication with your team because yes, the wall covers large radius, but then you need to know where to look where the wall doesn't cover, right? So you look at that. There is some push-outs happening onto A side again, and guess where all of Kizuna is in? They're on C. But then there's some Killjoy utilities watching out the flank. But the Monks is not going to commit this flank out of A just yet. They might though, but it is very slow.
Yeah, S1 has to come out huge here. Here comes the Nightfall. S1 stuck inside. He's going to try and hold it by himself, but he's going to fall. That's going to be Shinsei opening up the map. Flaring gets a kill off his own, and the spike is going to go down. Rotations all the way.
They don't check price. They're going to be a lot of trouble. Please check your corners, and they will. And Price gets shut down like this. But still, look at that. The rest of Kizuna is so ready for the trade. In the end, it was a 1-for-1. Rinza was doing a 360. 4 styling points against last man standing off mid-turn. 0-5, so commanding. Somebody come get her.
It's absolutely one-sided so far. Absolutely huge performance there by Riza. He's definitely feeling it. 9 kills already.
Yeah, Lord, I feel that... Okay, maybe you can argue that once Team Mongs switch over to the attack, then they can put some numbers. But by that time, you might ask yourself, is that too late?
Yeah, if this reaches like, you know, a 9-3 scoreline, that is a tough hill to climb here for the side of the Mongs there. Either way, Mizern trying to, you know, hold off the push. But it's only for a short respite here as the rotations are coming in towards A here. A main being controlled here by the side of Kizuna. There are 3 members being stacked up here in A though.
Careful here.
I think when they got sort of like rubble control and main control already somewhat. They don't they can even just hold it. Like put Mong on this like situation where like, hey, have they rotated again? You know, throw out some smokes to, you know, consider some fakes. Some of them are still defaulting. Like you see the Omen and the Killjoy just rotating away from C attack. You know, now getting the spike maybe head a B, even though there's some Killjoy utils being placed there onto B entry. Yeah. This time now, I think Kizuna can definitely play down the timer because they haven't got a pick from Mongs yet, so maybe they're not comfortable in execution.
Off your feet!
And here comes the Breach ultimate. Oh, Suicide Boy is going straight in. The tidal wave is going to be a detriment though. He's trying to spray through. You can spray through this wall, but not the other one as they're going to get the kill. Two agents down here. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's going to be a rolling thunder back out to try to push them out back. By that time, it's too late. The spike has gone down already. Cairo is on side. Got to found a concussed Suicide Boys there. This retake looking strong for Team Mongs. And for the first time, maybe, a glimmer of hope. Unless Bryce can make a difference in his 1 versus 2 situation. He's gotten 1. He's trying to stick the second one. He knows it's already half. Hey, can he land it? Yes, he can. Stealing it away from Team Mongs again, Kizuna. Putting another point.
Clutch is real here for Bryce. I mean, 2 versus 1 situation. He was down low. He got 1 through the wall and then able to close things out there. Absolutely huge performance there by Bryce, who has, we've seen it before. I mean, holding it down the sides, that's what Bryce is good for. And looks like he is great at doing clutch plays in a 1 versus 2 situation as well.
Although Bryce had a cheeky angle, gets caught out secondly, but the man of the hour comes by this one.
6-0. Jay trying to play aggressive, trying to get some information here. Not able to get too much done, but at least he's able to control all the way out to A, pushing all the way towards lobby. But little does he know, right behind this wall of water. Yes, they do. Never mind, they do know.
There's a lot of resources being committed from Team Mongs, and that will signal to Kizuna that a lot of times is free. Hyro is doing some 360s for himself. He doesn't know where the shots are coming from, but for some reason, Team Mongs is coming up on top of this one. Yeah, Timmy is absolutely nearsighted to the rest of his life, and somehow a very convincing win on Team Mongs. Felt like Kizuna suddenly let one through when they lost Suicide Boys earlier at lobby.
Yeah, maybe the recipe of the defending side is to attack. 6-1 though, not looking so too good here for the Mongs.
So their MO is actually to just attack.
Just attack, no matter what side you are, you know.
True.
That's. I mean, when you're playing on a map you're not familiar with, sometimes you just have to dumb it down a lot. You know, forget all these lineups, forget all these set pieces. You know, just go kill.
Forget the big brain plays. Just
kill.
Why? Okay. Just on a fast push on C. Haven't seen a C hit in a while from Kizuna, but it's not like to say that they're in any form of trouble. They are in the driver's seat, so they will always be responsible in putting Team Mongs in this kind of weird split up situation, which their the gamble to actually leave B open might just pay off. If Kizuna decides to go in, running into 4 members of Mongs, Kizuna might get wiped here.
But look at this, the fake in towards C, and then just leaving Shinsei there to create chaos, and then the quick rotate in towards A. Only leaving the harbor there to try and defend here. But he gets the info, he's gonna have to be forced to back off here, dropping the wall. Oof. Esmon able to spot out just the jet alone there. He's gonna rotate.
Okay.
Speaking of rotate, the door does rotate.
Haha, you pretty funny, my guy. But because of Suicide Boys being first man down to die again, just saying. So, could be a sign of life for Mongs. They haven't exactly gotten A just yet. The HUD, everything's open. They're all only playing out through 3. INF doing what INF does best. Holding out, not even really a flank, but he's just holding out angles that they might actually find Kizuna. And guess what? They actually did. They played it out perfectly with all 5 members left alive. Now if 2 goes on in the way of Mongs, they will close out the deficit by 4 more rounds. Imagine if we end this round with 6-6 as well, compared to like Haven. That could be wonderful.
And this time is on the flip side.
Yeah, right? Kizuna is the one that's leading up ahead, and they've got ultimates, but it's not really the really impactful ones, and that Suicide Boys can just, oh well, do dishes, I would say. But Showstopper might be a good one to prevent a mass push from coming in, and Kizuna should know this. They cannot group in any case possible.
Great thing about what the current scoreline is, at least for Kizuna, is that even if they lose every single round after this, they are able to get guns on the board. Maybe not so much utility, but at least they have the money for armor and guns.
I'm just gonna say that the harbor walls, I don't care if it's like High Tide or Cascade, it's way too tall.
It is. I mean,
it is way too tall. And when I see it being played on like Icebox, like just one Cascade, like it blocks up Bell, it blocks. I'm like, what? That is too tall. Anyway.
Bryce.
Right, he's on this angle, fires out Esmond, and a buddy hopping Jay somehow saves his life. Okay.
That was a situation where he should have gotten 2.
Bunny hops, guys. Master it.
Meanwhile, Cairo might be the one getting 2 here. Yes, he does. Killjoy lockdown being dropped here defensively, and there's going to be a quick rotate onto a C. They do have the spike there, and they're going to be able to get it down. 2 versus 4 situation. Suicide Boys dodges the flash and gets a kill. That's going to open things up here. Kimmy brings down Jay as well, keeping things to a 2 versus 2 even scoreline here. As, Suicide Boys don't even need a weapon. Yes, he does. Mizzen 1 versus 1 situation against Kimmy, and Kimmy has the angle, has the score, has the spike, and has the round.
Wow, this man there, okay, rarely we see him in a last man standing situation, but that was the point where like Team Mongs was getting trades that were looking kind of scary. The fights were very segregated, like they were just happening all across the map, and I wasn't even sure how many people would have been left alive at that point to try to get a, to hold post plant.
2 versus 4.
It was very, very confusing. 2 versus 4?
It was 2 versus 4, and the individual plays coming from Shinsei as well as Kimmy got them the round. That was huge because both of these players, they've sort of cooled off after the first map.
Correct. Like down the scoreboard real quick, but they made the round work, So, yeah, 2 rounds going to Mongs, and at least they still have a bye here. If they lose the next one, they might be on an eco.
High Tide working on the other way. Suicide Boy gets 2 quick kills. As that's gonna open up the A site here.
Yep, they're smoked out instantly. A bit quick for the open. They know they're going for defense. Wow, this man here, that from above only will get 1. Reads are ready, instant trade. So, I mean, that said, the stairways, they're all still being smoked out. Till Kingdom Come, Jay's got a lot of his work in which the angle is found by flaring. Instantly, they know they've got the round most likely. This is such a huge map. I doubt that our dear little Esmond can even get remotely close for that defuse. Might just save this weapon.
Esmond, what can you do? Nothing too much. It is an Omen. You're not expecting him to have, the utility to take a 4 versus 1 situation. So just gonna save the weapon.
I mean, he might take the 4 versus 1. It's just that he needs to clear so many angles and also have enough time for a defuse in a map like a map like Lotus.
Too many corners.
There's way too many corners. I think like this map is, believe it or not, this map is actually small. It's not big. Like, it's just the angles that confuse the living hell out of you that might making it big. But in reality, the maps each size, the rotation points, they're way too small. So, but the issue is he has to deal with all those corners, and of course, you look at the side of Mongs, the Asmod is not really having a hot game himself. He's sitting 2-6 and 3. Unlike the days we see yesterday, Asmod was putting numbers. Maybe we just need time for him to cook.
Just let him cook. Map familiarity down 2 and 8. The pressure definitely does come into this Mizzen. Priming the high tides here. Jay does have his own.
Right there.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, it's just the rotating doors up to
Face
C.
your
They actually
fear!
popped it, but they didn't really commit out to B. It was just a fake after all. But Jay is not only silenced, he's also decayed, but he still finds out on the suicide boys. The high tide would actually prevent people from actually pushing in so far. So there was a high, I would say a 9-4 that really gone to, didn't get too much value.
Oh.
But look at how many people are waiting onto this B side.
INF almost got 2-0, but the confusion. Oh, Asmon's not gonna be able to do anything else. Kimmy's gonna fall. 2 versus 1 situation. As the Omen still full HP. Flaring might be able to get something done here. Oh no! The
code!
The harbor.
Guys, it really came out.
You cannot shoot through it.
You know what I always say, guys? The cove has one job. It is to cover your teammate. And look how much bullet it took for that Vandal. He was down to like the final 5 bullets. And guess what? When the cove broke, there was an Omen smoke in there. So it's like he never knew where he was in any way. Down 2 versus 1 though, so it was fun to watch in any case. So there's 2 ways that can happen right now. If Mongs take 1 more point here, they'll end around 4-8, sure. But now the question is, do they believe in the 9-3 curse?
We'll see. Jay, Satchel forward aggressively gets spotted out. He has to back out of there, but he is pretty much dead here. He gets 1. Yes, 2. The teammates are here. Never mind. Bad situation. No, call that a good situation as they're going to force everyone back. And it's going to be down to Kimmy as well as Riza to try and salvage this round. Absolutely horrid start to what seemed a very commanding position for them.
The Reckoning was just zoning the living hell out of Kizuna. As you see, Jay just holding
back point. Oh, blinds everyone. Riza gets a kill. That's huge. But the trade-off is even bigger here.
Okay. Reckoning is MVP that round for sure, despite just pushing all the way back, all them back from like lobby. They cannot push through whatsoever. So, okay. I'll say not a 6-6 round like we see in the first half, but this is the one that Kizuna is still in the driver's seat.
Just have to see how these 2 teams will perform when the sides are flipped here. This time, Riza, Bryce, Flaring, Kimmy, and Shinsei, who's been having a quiet game here on the defending side. What their lineup? Do you think they have a better defensive, lineup? You don't have the harbor. You don't have like the huge walls. You don't have the huge line of sight blockers.
Believe it or not, harbor can potentially make or break this team, especially for like on the attack, because especially Cascade, it blocks out like vision and lets people actually just walk through without expending too much flashes or too much mobility skills from your own teammate. Like, I don't think you guys can understand how insane Cascade actually is. I think it's a stronger ability compared to like High Tide, if used correctly. But anyway, you have to remember they came back from a 0-5 earlier on. So 4-8 is a respectable score for Team Mongs.
Definitely.
The Mongs, sorry. Mongs.
Team Mongs.
Team Mongers.
All right. The Mongs looking to hit C. Flashpoint primed and ready. Jay's going to lead in. He has 2 satchels. That's going to cover a lot of ground. Here comes the Cascade as well, pushing back. Bryce, High Tide being used, but no one in the side. Smartly backing off there is the Killjoy.
Yeah, Bryce is all the way back still, though. He managed to find some
Stop the
shot.
plant.
Good enough, because the Nano Sword actually got him out. Exactly. The Nano Sword was doing so much work to try to zone them out. He actually pushed them away. Once some into the crosshair of Bryce. And that alone brought Mongs down to this 4 versus 1 situation. And eventually giving up the round to Kizuna.
That was all just Bryce. I mean, he stopped the plant. He got a kill. He stopped the plant. The Nanostorm killed a second. Bought so much time for the rotations. And then gets himself the pistol round here for the second half there.
The worst part about that was Bryce should have been punished because he actually whiffed a couple of the classic shots. So people could have gotten in an angle to actually kill him out, but that never happened. Not only did he live with that, but the platform. Oh no! The talks are coming up to light. Oh, this is great. No, they're actually just memeing because I was watching Shinsei's stream yesterday. He was just playing with, I believe he was playing with some of Kizuna's members, I think. And Timong, yeah, I think.
Yeah, if you don't know, I mean, 9 out of these 10 players are from Singapore. They would definitely be, if not friends, at least know each other. It's a very small scene over here. Only Riza, the lone man here from Malaysia. And he's gonna be not...
Well, this round's going to be a bit slow so far. Maybe just kind of tone down a little bit from the exchange of verbal communication that round. Damn, I could have just used the word speak and talk, but you know.
You gotta feel enough the words, you know?
This is what we call casters failures level 12, but no. We're not in. AMI just looking hot. HUD will be completely cleared out so far. Riza doing the best he can, try to find people, but the Prowler immediately just gets expired. But Kimi is in, finds out INF there. Suicide Boy is very, very strong. He's gonna fake out one defuse, and Jay, here we go, can't get the flick in time, way too close, but KZ will continue to wipe the rest of Mongs members up. Hitting the 10-point mark first, real quick.
Good trades, good trades. Opening things up there is Shinsei, and then his teammates are there to just finish things off there. Guys, you know, as the defending side, you have to defuse the bomb, right? Alright, they remember. Kimi's gonna take that responsibility.
Oh, I love the spice coming up from these two teams. Like, this is just for all entertainment, but holy damn. Wait, that was his own... Were they sitting on his own teammate? No, that was Jay. That was Jay. Yeah. That was Jay. Oh my lord. Remember, Shinsei was like, you know how Setcha? I mean, to be fair, Jay is top fragging along with Meter, so credit where credit is due. He's still, you know, top of the kill board for his team. But the issue is that 6-point mark now. You know, they had difficulty trying to put out a lot of points in the earlier first half, and now they've been stuck on 4 for the past.
Oh, Shinsei pushing him out. Oh, the paranoia hits on everybody! And that's a quick round there for the side of Kizuna as they clear up the entire map. Mountain was theirs. 11-4 scoreline. Kizuna looking to close things out really quickly.
You know what I heard from Mount was just the sound of terrified screaming from the side of Mongs. What just happened there?
Shinsei dashed out and everyone's head was like black here. Like, all right, I'll kill you, then the last one you.
Yeah, no, just like, was it a 4-5-man paranoia?
That's a 5-man paranoia.
I remember massive shots, you know. And you know, the funny part was that it is also only a near sight, it's not a complete blind. So Shinsei was actually in vision for some of these members and they couldn't actually kill him.
That's what paranoia does to you, make you panic.
No, it puts you in paranoia. Okay. Sam D.
Oh, good flash.
Oh, Suicide Boys was completely flashed up for 3 seconds. And they're rushing in here. Doesn't matter. They sacrifice one of their only jets to find the remaining member of Esports. Firing through. This is just complete. Firing squad is running to. But instead of dying to the firing squad, it's a one-tap, one kill. That's Risa in. 4-12 instantly. Team Mongs losing their map pick. That was Kizuna now. Very commanding. This is Kizuna's salvation in this relegation promotional stage. I really think so.
Kizuna definitely feeling it right now. They're playing so aggressive. They're playing so confident. And as a team as well, the setups, the information gathering, everyone getting trades off each other, that is absolutely huge. And, you know, we talked about this series looking like it might go the distance. But I don't know. Kizuna looks like they're done cooking. They want to go all the way right now.
Oh yeah, they're in. They're going for this last Hail Mary and all the utilities coming out. It is blind, it is concussive flash, and it's straight up there at Mount. No, sorry, it rumbles straight up. Jay's coming out on top of his kills so far. And it's only Bryce left standing. Surprisingly, Team Mongs wins this team fight.
Caster's Curse right away. Cascade being pushed out there. That's going to give them the ace side, but Bryce was already way too far to stop the defuse anyways. 1 versus 3 situation. We've seen Bryce in this situation before. Can he repeat it once again to close things out in the second map?
Okay, well,
Copium.
They have rounds to spare. I just want to see
Armbot. Oh, no, INF. That's the kill.
That's the counterpart kill. I would say that maybe they can just create more content with this. There's so many rounds to spare, honestly.
You know, at some point, you want to close things out, you know, save your energy for the last and final map, which is going to be...
Wait, last and final?
Potentially last and final map, which might be on Pearl, which is on Pearl.
You know what they call about foreshadowing? We gotta have 1 shadow, 2 shadow, and 3 shadow before you get foreshadowing, okay?
All right.
And we're only on map 2, guys, come on. technical pause that's coming in straight while we just enjoy the banter that's happening on chat right now. This is great.
Sometimes you miss this, you know. You watch Split 1, you know, with the cool UI and the chat hidden. You miss all these interactions with the players. The backstories, you know, the storylines are built from here. Our whole family was stunned.
Yeah, I wonder what the tech pause is, but anyway, we're just giving it to them real quick. Not sure for the tech pause from which side, but yeah, I think in terms of like showmanship and, well, just a display of what we call precise gunplay. I think we're pretty enjoying this.
It is. I mean, we showcasing, you know, different ways. You know, you can use Harbor for one, right? Cove, absolutely huge one round. Cascade has been really the tipping point for a couple of these hold-ups as well on the defensive side. You know, just completely being able to stall out the push on its own and crossing angles without having to use flashes and things like that is a pretty interesting. It's a very good way to use Harbor.
Yeah,
so let's hope we see more of it in the future.
Sometimes the Harbor walls actually do work against your team, though.
That is
you can kind of argue it's kind of like the Viper, right? You don't know whether the Viper wall is helping the enemy or your own teammate. But the good side for it's a high tide, it is actually, there's a cooldown to it compared to like a Viper toxic screen.
Yeah.
One place and you're gone. So I think Harbor is trying to find its place in Valorant for sure, but I feel like when they try to implement more agents, then, you know, we have a better team coming in. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for agent bans. You know, when you ban out agents and...
We probably need
a larger pool
20 more, 20 more agents.
Larger pool of agents. Riot, you're hearing this?
Just 20 more.
We want more agents.
Just create more agents, Lou. Oh, right above the cascade. Here comes the showstopper, not being able to really do anything.
Yeah, but it's just Suicide Boy literally doing what he does best. Running in for the suicide, giving out information. Of course, the Blaze Storm doesn't land, but it's all good. Reeds are now down as well. Now got Team Mongs having the man advantage. 5-on-3.
Player standing.
The drop definitely working against him as Jay was able to kill him off. Esmond is going to get the spike down. As it's once again Bryce in a 1 versus 5. He keeps
finding himself in this 1 versus 5 situation. So he's basically cosplaying as INF now.
He is INF. Gets 1 though, that's good. Might get a second, not enough. Mizern is able to finish him off.
Yeah.
As we're down to 6 versus 2 right now. 6 versus 12. As Team Mongs claw themselves back. 1 step at a time is the comeback.
Oh, well, 6 more rounds. That's pretty much half the entire scoreline of Kizuna, what they need to touch base. Yes. And for the first time in a while, Kizuna is actually on an eco. Keep it there, keep it fresh.
Yeah, want to set up a full buy with proper utility on this next round, you know. There's going to reach a point in time where Kizuna feels like they have to stop memeing around and actually finish off the map. Conserve energy for the next few maps. Jay pushing forward aggressively with the satchels, no one really holding out towards a main. Oh, here he comes. We haven't seen this in this map at all, but here he comes. That's going to be the Harbor ultimate.
Well, they just say it's time to move. I understand, but the problem is real estate is very expensive. I need money for rent, man. I can't just move. But guess what? It's good enough. The one reckoning will find Bryce in a deja vu situation.
Again. Not again.
Rinse and repeat. Seems like A is the side of choice for Mongs that happened so far. That will win them the rounds, but that was also because of an eco. You have to remember that.
Yep.
Now Kizuna got full buy again.
Full buy, full utilities. That's going to be... You know, if they lose this round, this is when, you know, things start getting sweaty here for Kizuna. They don't have too much more rounds to play with. They have to be forced on another eco before being able to get another buy. So they really want to close things out here. And now, 12-7 scoreline.
Yikers.
Jay's going to play aggressive once again.
They asked if Jay can satchel. And
yes,
surprisingly, it's good enough, right? It's good enough. You just need to get to the rubble area in order to secure this particular angle. It's a matter of who reaches that angle first if you're attacking, to hold it quick. You know, otherwise a defending man can push up from stairs. Here we go, Suicide Boys passing out in 3. He's not going to commit anything through. He activates his tailwind, finds nobody.
Prowler connecting on towards one. Now they got a push on the back. He gets one, but not able to connect onto another. Mizun able to stop him right there, and then Kimi stopping the plant. Gets the kill on towards INF. That's huge. Oh, the thing. Oh, the triple for Kimi. He won't be able to close out the round.
Not only a triple, he ended that with a 4. Okay, I am really not sure what was going on there. I just watched kill feed after kill feed just populating on the right side of my screen, and that in the end still went over to Kizuna. They were just memeing it for a while, and it was fun to watch.
All right, I mean, we got to see the reckoning, which was fun.
Yeah, that came out, and you got to see Lotus too. To be fair, Lotus is still in unfamiliar waters for a lot of people, including myself. But just to see the teams playing a bit more, you start to see strats come together. You start to know how to rotate against with certain numbers. But in this case, it is Mongs' own map pick. They lost it. I think Kizuna is on a very, very dangerous point of taking series map against Team Mong.
Yeah, Kizuna didn't look too unfamiliar with the map though. I mean, you've seen all the set plays. You've seen, you know, the paranoia setups into, you know, the dash in from Jet and getting the kills. So they definitely have the strategies. They definitely have practice on this map before. But the next one is another fairly new map, right? We have Pearl as map number 3.
That's coming in soon after this break. So that's Kizuna's map. We'll see if Kizuna can also bring this a 3-0 clean sweep, or can the Mongs retaliate. We will be right back again. Once again, we are back here. You are watching the VCT, the Challengers League. This is the relegation / promotional bracket stage where we are now in the midst of Kizuna and the Mongs. My name is Zeno, joined with me with Zero, okay? We got 2-0 in favor for Kizuna already, and now it is really down to the wire if the Mongs is going to be completely eliminated from 2023 VCT, or can they bring it to a map 5?
Yeah, I mean, Kizuna, you expect them not to be in this situation. They've made a lot of roster changes. But right now, things are finally seems to click with the new additions of Shinsei as well as Rice. So,
correct.
2-0 up, definitely a very commanding lead. Let's see if the Mongs is able to stabilize themselves and make this a much closer fight.
You need to understand that the Mongs actually went 2-0 with Kizuna in the upper brackets of the relegation stages, right? So now, when Kizuna is the one that reversed 2-0 the Mongs, I wonder what the Mongs is thinking. Like, do they need to reconvene? Like, are they ready to go against this last final potential best of 5?
Do we need to check the computers? After that Kimmy's performance, I mean...
That's Kimmy, man. I want to like check on Bryce as well as Jay. Sometimes they were landing like pretty crispy shots themselves, but the issue is like you have to repeat that every single round, and you be the first to reach 13 points to finish that. And now, you know, we got Pearl that's coming up next. Is back on Kizuna's own map picks. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
Pearl is a very, you know, it's a very long map. It's a very big map. Rotations are very hard from A to B if you overcommit. It can be a very swingy map as well, especially if you lose out, you know, early rounds and then suddenly you face tougher utilities as well as firepower with longer range guns. Then you find yourselves in a tough situation. B side pretty long, and you know, A side it has very interesting angles with the dugout, with the backup side, very hard to push into as well. So I think whoever gets the early momentum definitely has a foothold in this map.
Pretty much, I think I actually agree with what you're saying about the potential, like very swingy part. No matter how many members of your, let's say, your attacking is remaining, you know, if you're especially if you're defending, if you lose too many members way too early, you can't rotate. Yeah. Because compared to Lotus, you will take also forever to move in your defense, right? So in this case, it will have to come down to the lineup as well. We will definitely have to be seeing the Raze here. Raze clears dugout like way too fast, way too strong, and also the boom bot will clear pretty much at any angle that an Astra, let's say a smoke or a flash, can't reach. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think we will see anything too unorthodox here for a map like Pearl, because people are still getting used to that. I think it's more comfortable with going with more cookie cutter lineups compared to like a map like Ascent or Split. You can just deviate a bit more.
Yeah, your Vipers, your Sovas definitely very important in this map. We do see Fade sometimes as well. There's definitely a lot of angles where, you know, your Prowlers, you're able to clear out. Viper lineups absolutely pretty much figured out here on this map, and I'm pretty sure whoever's the Viper player will definitely understand and know when to use them. The defaults are pretty simple to set up, nothing too difficult to get those lineups done as well.
So for the side of the Mongs, they actually played one Pearl in their Split 2. I mean, we are in Split 2, guys, just saying. Whereas for Kizuna, in Split 1, they've played a couple of Pearls themselves. 6 maps, in fact. The issue is, you know, they got a 50% win rate on that for Kizuna, whereas the Mongs got a 100% win rate. Still only one map, though, okay? They went against Tan Family. Wow, what a name.
The whole family.
The Tan family, okay? Hey, don't joke on this, because I have a friend, his name is Ryan Ho, and I said, like, I want to invite your whole family for dinner. I want to invite your whole family over for dinner. Trust me, this is the Tan family, it's not the whole family, where they ran double controller. It was a Harbor, it was a Viper lineup, so I'm actually excited to see that. If we don't see that in Icebox, we get to hopefully see that in Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big map. It's you definitely need these long smokes. I mean, Omens, Astras don't really see that much use here just because of how much coverage.
Oh, surprisingly, Astra has a lot of play, because the Cosmic Divide usually gets a lot more value compared to
that is true.
That is true. One thing for sure. And the radius and you see a lot of big maps, right? Big maps sometimes call for insane lurks sometimes. And a map like this, usually Cypher lurks the best, and Astra lurks the same thing. You think Pearl matchups, sometimes you can imagine Haven almost the same thing too.
Yeah, this is definitely not a map for race though. I mean, definitely it's a jet, or if you want a little bit more sustainability, definitely go for the Reyna. I don't expect to see
that happened,
the race.
by the way, that happened for Bleed, okay? Juicy was doing mad work on the Reyna, so I'll be excited to see that coming up again. But yes, surprisingly, Jet comes in a lot. Sometimes you want to clear out the same way you want to enter a Haven. Yep. But if I can see where you're coming from if you say that a race might not be the best initiator of choice due to a certain... depends on your lineup, for sure. But I've seen certain team compositions where they actually complement the race in the satchel.
That makes sense.
Only being usually very good for... like I say, on the A side, to clear dugout is one thing. But B is a little bit too long. Maybe that one, Jet would have been better. But this one, you see, where they are going to commit the attack is one thing.
Let's see what both these teams will decide to play with. Looks like it is going to be Jet on across the board here. Once again, Shinsei and Jay both on Jets. We're going to have INF this time on the...
Okay, so no J on a no J on Satchel, no J on Raze, so that we don't have trash talks from our dear Shinsei, who was memeing it up real quick earlier on. So almost I would say mirror almost without one breach versus a Sky on the opposite side, and an extra Sova on Risa. Okay, hey, we got double controllers. It really came out for the Mongs.
Yeah, for sure. One thing about the Mongs side is that they have, again, I guess they have Sky this time to gather information. So sort of a pseudo Sova on their side, not too bad. And the Harbor comes in again.
How can you have Pearl without Harbor?
For sure. Yeah, this is absolutely...
We cracked that enough, let's not say that. It's also hard to deviate Riza away from his Sova too. Surprisingly, it's rare for me to see other agents being as good as a Sova in this one, because there is so many angles that a Hunter's Fury can clear so well. The same reason why a Breach is being picked.
Lineups as well. I mean, so many places where you can just set up those the lineups on your arrows. So that's gonna be very crucial in this map. Information gathering is, of course, always paramount here for the Sova, especially from B-Long as well. You can pretty much scan almost the whole site except for the halls with the arrows. So on the attacking side, it's going to be very important.
It's all about enabling right now. If you see a site that takes a while to have an entry, not as much choke points, then you will need stuff to clear out. For example, aftershocks to clear out screens. If you're on B side, in halls, usually a neon is a pretty good factor to clear that. That way you don't have to utilize too many entry utilities
just
for that one
lane.
angle. Exactly. So, but in this case though, if you see this type of jet, sometimes you are more comfortable with getting some pickoffs first. Try to establish mid control, and then you either take art or be link into the side. There's so many angles to try to consider, and that's why I had my reservations with this map when it first came out. It felt that there was not enough utilities in this current agent pool to clear out Pearl, but I guess the team found a way. Oh, it works.
It's just about balancing out what you need and what you can afford to have something weaker of that one agent complements the other with. Let's see, on the attacking side, it's gonna be Kizuna trying to break open the maps, break open the sides of the Mongs, who does have a very strong defensive lineup as well. So that is a lot of sheriffs there on the side of the Mongs. 4 sheriffs and a ghost.
Are they attempting this mass push out? They look like they are ready. And they might just run into the member of Kizuna with this one smoke to prevent them pushing out here. The recon gets taken out. Jay opens up hot instantly. Midzen got that cover. Good for 2 as well.
Absolutely crazy. That's a huge opening. Then Cairo gets the kill on towards Flaring. That leaves Bryce alone. No matter what map, no matter what agent, he's somehow always the last man standing. He's going to walk into his counterpart here. Cairo's already down low. He's going to get the kill. Is he going to upgrade his weapon? No frenzy. Nope, Sheriff is better.
Yeah.
1 versus 4.
He needs to get 3. 3 times 1 shot. One collect maybe. No collateral today. Fast opening from the Mongs. He's getting sat on at least for this moment. The retaliation will now commence. We want to wait till the rifle rounds really come out, but it's about the momentum that you build. Remember, this is Kizuna's own map pick now. He's lying, guys. Bryce is always in VCL, VCT, what do you call it? Don't listen to him.
Crazy. All right, 2 stingers here purchased there by the side of the Mongs. That's only on Cairo, who fell. And oh, never mind. Mizern goes for the stinger as well as Esmon. This time they're committing on towards mid, trying to get the mid control, get the information and back off, seeing that there's no one there. Sky gets the last check of the info, and he knows that no one else is there. This might be either an A or a B. No one's towards mid. It looks like it's gonna be A there for Kizuna.
Very split, actually. I'm gonna think about it. Yes, there are all stuff being placed onto A, but guess what? The spike is not there. That's the problem. So they're only here to cause commotion. That's about it. The real plan has always been B all along.
Viper already has his wall set up there, so if he needs to, he can buy some time. He does not hear anything at the moment, but information will be given really quickly. Here comes the wall. Toxins are going up. He spots one. Stinger, diff. Oh, Jay is there to help him back up. So gets quick 2 kills. Spike does go down. That only leaves Shinsei left alive. He's going to be able to get anything. No, he is not. Jay gets a triple to end around. And a quick 2-0 here for the Monks.
Okay, I think that's actually pretty good. Fast one is one thing, but they also kept it on the Sheriffs, right? So oh my lord, here we go. The actual like trash talks are about to happen right now.
Yep. Bonus round here for the Monks.
DXN. Yeah, Don is DXN, so I'm just gonna like also enjoy the chat sometimes. If you hear us like toning down real quick, just we're gonna savor the talks. But yes,
they're actually rushing double doors. Here comes the Trailblazer opening things up. Spots one, but the boombot's gonna give the bot's gonna give the information away to the side boys. Goes straight in, dodges all the utility from the Killjoy here, spraying through the smokes. Oh, the shock dart! I thought that was gonna land pretty big damage. No, they open up the site here, and looks like Kizuna is gonna be able to enter the site without losing anyone. Kimmy's down pretty low though, 28. He's gonna have to play around dugouts.
Oh, the best part about that is the rifle's the one that might change up the game. And having all 5 members left alive, Suicide Boys having a big ass flank.
They don't know. Oh, he spots him, gets one, gets a second. Quick flick there by Suicide Boys, gets a second kill with the headshot. And now it's down to 2 versus 5. Is there anything that Jay and Cairo can do here? Okay. They get one, that's the start. Gonna upgrade the weapon.
He's gonna go 2 versus 4 now. Now is Bryce having the return back into connectors, right? So to catch them if they were there. But we already know that the Mongs are no longer anywhere near to that site. Yeah, and that's why we say, what Flaring mentioned. It was just 2 rounds. That was pistols and bonus. Now, the real buy rounds actually come on here. Oh lord, that scared the Jesus out of me.
You do not expect that.
I need production to give me a heads up before I have a jet staring in my soul, but not that I'm complaining. I would love to have a jet staring at me one day.
Half buy, almost a full buy here for the side of the Mongs. Couple of players only sporting light armors here. Utilities obviously more important, especially on the Sky. You need your Trailblazers, you need your guiding lights to make sure that you have the full usage of that agent. So Side Boy is pushing with his friend.
Little friend.
Our
true little friend is Gecko, and we don't see that so far in this map. Oh no, Cairo is out, but he's only that one bullet is good enough.
That disables every utility from the Killjoy. That opens the side up really hugely. Mizern is gonna have to hold an important angle here. He gets one. That's the one we're talking about, and that keeps things alive here for the side of the Monks. 3 versus 4 situation.
Mizern doesn't have to worry about his art side because everyone is there literally on side with him. He picks out the second one. Good for 2 already. Bryce in 1 trade. Bryce in a triple. He's up back. Oh, the shorty. Another 4 kills for this man. Holy the moly.
Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt that Bryce would be able to hold off 1 alone against Shreen? Absolutely not, at least not in this caster's book. 4 kills for them to get the equalizer on map number 3.
Why dive make? Guys, when does no namers play? Okay, sorry, wrong. good round. But the thing is that usually if you win your 2 bonus and you win you lose your that buy round now from the Mongs, right? Not everyone there can go for it, so I guess they have to get lucky. Some kills to try to get some weapons. Yeah, get some weapons for themselves.
Here.
Jay did opt to buy out here though. Getting some info that mid is clear. That leaves a quick B push. Oh, Jay gets a kill but gets knocked down there by INF through the walls. That's gonna even things out. The aftershot's gonna push him out. Takes a tick.
Oh, it's actually suicide, boys. Thank the Lord he manages to open up enough for his teammate and get a successful side take. But they need to try to breach halls just yet. But unfortunately, gonna run into some rolling thunder shenanigans here. Riza's trying to hold it down. Little does he know, he tagged Jay a bit. Out of Cairo, trying to get into halls, but got his back is flaring. Down is 4 on 3. They hear the footsteps. They're all coming down from this link. And Riza still goes unchecked. Right now, Kimi goes back down as 1. Trade up with Jay. And it was being Mitsun. Somehow always favoring that garden, but this time got unlucky.
Yep, and Jay, last man standing, definitely not in time to defuse, but maybe he can bring one down with him. No, he cannot. Riza's gonna finish him off. And taking the lead is Kizuna after a huge exchange of words in the first 2 rounds.
Yep, that is it. So in that case where as many members remain alive for Kizuna will kind of carry forward. Remember, every round that if your members actually die, you know, you actually have to commit weapons. So the thing is, like, you can be like 8-2 ahead, 9-2 ahead, but your bank could be like what, 2 grand, 1 grand. It may not be enough for the future buys.
Too real.
Right here.
Stop talking about my bank like that, you know.
Hey, I thought you could bank on my statement.
Watch this. Jay pushing it forward aggressively, doesn't get the kill, not enough. Bryce able to hold him down. And Jay is gonna fall. 5 versus 4 situation. And he dives in now. The molly is not gonna be procced, but Cairo is able to hold off without the utility. Here comes the lockdown. Double lockdown on both sides. Oh, but the aftershock not enough to finish him off.
This is what we call util dumps there. And Cairo pushes out and kills out Flaring before Flaring takes out our dear Smoker. Right there as INF tries to get the flag, and Riza was ready. The jump peaks, of course, last man last standing as Riza makes it a 1 versus 1. It was trades on trades on trades.
Look at this though, INF, he got the read, he's rushing towards B. Oh no.
Recalling my bot.
Yes, he is. Rushing towards B, Riza's booking it all the way there.
The early gamble works out for Cairo.
So good. I mean, Riza, he might be in for a surprise, making a little bit too much noise.
Area.
And guess what?
Waiting for the scan. No, he doesn't wait for the scan. Oh, he gets him through the wall. Riza with the kill. The scan helped him out there as he gets 4.
Okay, the due diligence, man, it worked out for him. He could actually just plan it out. He could actually even recon halls instead, but he actually plays the recon at the right moment that he could check out the link, and it worked out. It caught Cairo unsuspecting. Wow, that is definitely
huge.
Massive.
Smallest of plays like that absolutely turn things around, because this, after that round loss, it forces the Mongs on a eco. And surprisingly, it's Kizuna taking the timeout over here.
Wasn't this a point where someone was up 2-4 as well early on? Was it the Mongs or was that Kizuna?
It was 6-2 for the Mongs in Haven on the first map, and they managed to bring it back to a 6-6.
Truing. Well, we gotta remember, guys, this is map number 3, in which where the Mongs is down 0-2. So this is also Kizuna's own map pick. So everywhere, every situation may come across your mind is that the Mong is at a disadvantage, you know. Wrong game, Jay. And both maps earlier went 13-7.
Yeah.
How about it? Before the cast today, I told you that the number seems to be occurring somehow at 7. Was it the last day of Split 1? I don't remember. There were a lot of 13-9s. 3 out of 5 maps, we went 13-9. So there could be a...
It's a sign from the gods.
All right.
Speaking of gods, Jay trying to manifest to become one of his own, pushing in very aggressively towards mid. But no one really did except Bryce. Oh, he gets caught out there by the blinding light. But here comes the Cosmic Divide. That's going to open things up here for the B side. Just have to clear one angle. Oh, too much smoke. Can't see anything. Esmond gets the kill on towards Suicide Boys. And that is huge. And Flaring gets a kill. Flaring gets 2. And that's going to ensure that at least They get the spike down. Is Jay going to do anything about that? No, they are not. Waiting for the Cosmic Divide to end up. Oh, Jay and Cairo get the kill each apiece. Jay gets the second. 2 versus 1. The Molly's already set up here. Bryce, Storm Grenade, first one.
He has to deal with Jay, who's kind of rushing out here. He needs to get the wide swing, and he does get one. He isolates the kill. That's enough already, and he can honestly take his time. But he's hearing the footstep right now, and Cairo's ready for the shot. You need to understand that as a round for Kizuna to win. They had everything. They had the ult. The Cosmic Divide was even up. What happened there? Super well played from the Mongs to really take it down to the notch.
Yeah, Jay really came up huge there with the 2 kills. Just keeping things even and giving the round here to the Mongs. That puts, in terms of economy, both sides are still pretty even. We do see... Oh no, what is that? Esmon. On the defending side, if you're playing B as a Viper, I guess that does give you, some ways to play around it. Obviously not ideal.
You almost always just leave a controller and a sentinel alone at B, because it's easy to see if anyone's just like coming through like straight up. You know, you can count the number of people.
And then you can
always play retake.
Yeah, the utils can help you buy some time, buy for the rotations as well.
It'll be more interesting to see links into side takes most of the time, but it's usually a choke point. It's so tough. We already lost our attack and killjoy straight up here. So with Bryce gone out of the way, there's only 2 ultimates left alive to try to take side. And it's strong ones to say. Viper's Pit will actually prevent a B push in here, but they do have... Yeah, well, I was about to call that out. They actually have the Seekers to actually push it out, if anything.
Yeah, the best thing about, seeing a Viper's Pit on towards the side is that that there is usually just one player inside. Yeah. It worked out. He got the second as well. Asmon, absolutely huge. Riza, couldn't finish the kill in time, leaving the Jet to finish things on his own. And Mizzen will be the one to close things out. 4-4. Things are even once again for the side of the Mongs.
I would say the MVP that round was definitely Asmon there. He was, he's playing out that Viper, right? All he needed to do was just catch people in there with that judge, and he got 2. If he was not concussed, he would have gotten 3.
For sure. That was the first kill was huge enough. Getting the second was the absolute deal breaker here. Asmon coming in huge. This is why you leave your Vipers alone inside. Vipers work alone. They don't hunt in packs.
Oh, my lord! I can't believe you just pulled that on me.
Yes, I did.
I'm a Xeno Viper, and trust me, I love my packs.
Here we go. Jay playing the aggressive move once more. This is where Harbor comes in huge. High Tide covers 2 entrances. But Bryce pushes out unexpectedly. That's a trade all the way though. 3 versus 2 situation right now.
I was calling for this mid push out and it happened, but holy damn, there was just a bunch of bodies down in Plaza. And just because of that, I was like, Kizuna still has the upper hand. I felt like that Astra should have died. Somehow live with the skin of his teeth here. And just because they have the man advantage, they can take their times. They don't even need to isolate kills or anything, just go on site together. Oh, Lord. They were holding it, man. They weren't even trying to rotate. Their patience pays off as the Mongs got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Kizuna definitely understood that, 3 versus 2, usually you want to commit to a side, but that's what the Mongs would expect you to do. That's why they just held out for another 15 seconds, and those were a very fruitful 15 seconds. Kizuna gets themselves back in the lead once more, and it is the Mongs having to play with half armors here. Against the Vandals, not the worst thing in the world.
You know what? I'd say that the scoreline is a bit more respectable on first half. I'd say like the Mongs is taking a lot more risky plays. And it works out, but unfortunately still only good for 1. The Kizuna still comes out on top with always the better value trade. That's the thing you gotta worry about Kizuna. The moment if Mongs goes down on a team member deficit first, they will almost always lose the round.
So just kill more than your opponent.
Exactly. Isn't that the logic?
Cairo gets a kill.
Down B.
Not a good situation for Shinsei, but he manages to make the best out of it, even being able to kill one more.
Only 1 trade for each though in the end, and still not enough. Guess who's just holding down angles? If Mongs can literally get proper angles first to catch Kizuna coming in, then they'll win. But
Bryce is early to the corner.
Oh yeah, but no one's playing on A.
Is he gonna catch Jay here on towards connector? Yes, he is. Crispy shot to the head. As it's gonna be a 1 versus 3 situation here, leaving only Mizern to try and retake this. I don't think he's gonna attempt, maybe try and just get a couple of exits. But this round is almost over unless Mizern can get a quick kill right here and now.
I already said the only way that Mongs can actually kind of win this if they were already on site waiting, catch one. Don't play for a second kill, you know, like just wait for your teammate to come in. But he's made his presence known, and Mizern unfortunately not only has to deal with a bunch of utilities, but also the lone man standing on site. That was Ritza.
6-4. Still a pretty decent half for both sides, no matter what scoreline they end on. 6-6 obviously is going to favor the defending side, the attacking side a little bit more. So let's see if the Mongs is at least able to get 2 more on the board. They don't have a buy here, which makes me doubt that statement that I made myself. So
hey, we saw it. We might see that happened on Haven. Like, can we just manifest that again? That's pretty funny, eh?
Sharos might do the trick here, as we do see High Tide being used. Jay trying to get the out. He did manage to, and brings out the dishes.
No, he's got the dishwasher ready to do some chores. Yeah, that's how we say it. But the thing is that to do chores, you gotta have plates. But you gotta have plates, you gotta have people on there, you know? Gotta feast, right?
Yep, and there's no people here in the A side, only friends.
Yeah, guys, never eat alone. Find a friend.
Or 2. I enjoy eating alone.
Hey.
Here.
Nice and quiet.
That's cringe. I'm just kidding.
Suicide Boys trying to make it quiet as they try and rotate towards B. Oh.
Whoa, right, there was a world where it was really punishing and he is still alive. Yeah, who cares about that situation where he's always in 1 versus 4? It doesn't matter. He ran out of bullets at the very last second. And trust me, the Mongs still has it in them. I think Cairo, we've seen him make mad plays in his own right, but I thought Kizuna only has 2 members, but it turns out there were 3. I might have to also retract my statement that that might be possible because even though he has a lockdown, but he can't fight 2.
They know where he is. Made a lot of noise. He's gonna have to face up against 3 in this long crossfire. Jiggle peeks. The jump peek spot him out, and he's trying to clear off as many angles as possible, and he's gone.
Hey, knife. Oh, never mind.
No. Flaring's not one for that.
I mean, Cairo is also kind of just beelining. He's like not stop pressing the W key, so it's gonna be pretty hard to sneak up onto him. Or 7. This is actually close. Unless Kizuna takes this one. Because previously, Mongs was on an equal, right? Not to say that this is undoable at all. Like, look at the amount of ultimates from both teams. If Mongs is defending, I feel like that ultimates is still better for a setup. So if Kizuna, the way that Kizuna wins this round, if they just bait out even just one of the util, then move on to the other side. That's good enough.
For sure. Couple of big reckonings, definitely the biggest ones, is trying to stall out or even retake the site here for the Mongs. So very important not to use that unless absolutely necessary. Oh, Jay almost gets a kill but has to back out of there. Out of dodge. Ritza gets a kill on towards the Viper. That is huge for the retake and the site hold. Here comes the lockdown.
Yeah.
Double lockdown on both sides. No more Hunter's Fury because Ritza just used it early. So this is going to be almost definitely a rotate on both sides or just get the hell out of there.
Just Killjoy things. I want to question the Nanoswarm being thrown onto screen already because the Hunter's Fury actually cleared that too. So maybe some miscoms there, but you know, you can't be too careful using a second Nanoswarm to just clear it. But this is the time right now. The ultimates will come in. Reckoning, we're trying to push everyone out of B. But no, Cairo gets one first before Flaring want to finish that off. But it can't push through this high tide. It's massive. So,
massive tide.
How do you know the tide was high? Just look at it.
They know.
Well, the high tide is just doing a lot of work, like I said, to prevent them from pushing in. And the job is done. Like, it bought out the timer. We're down to 30 seconds. And it's on Kizuna's decision to make sure if they can actually even get a site to begin with. And that's going to be B most likely.
I don't like this lurk by Cairo, though. You're already down a man. But Mizard able to even things out. Never mind down a man. Bryce, though, able to catch him out. 2 versus 2. Mizard doing everything by himself. Spike is down. 10 seconds left. Can he make magic happen? Here we go once again. Bryce, 1 man, 4 seconds standing. He might be able to do it.
No, he just needs to hide. That's all it is to do.
Drops the cove for good measure and gets the kill. Mizern, the savior of the Mongs, able to get themselves another point on the board as they switch sides. 7-5 here. Kizuna.
Wow. I think it was a really good play in the end by the Mongs. They evened out pretty well across the maps, even though they lost members, but I guess the timer was on their side, like I mentioned. That round, 100% was the harbor play.
Yeah, 100%.
Reckoning pushed them back, the cascade, everything.
The high tide.
The moment someone pushes out of there, they get slowed instantly, just susceptible to kills. They know they can't challenge the utils, and they respected that. So because of that, Kizuna just dropped the round, and I feel like the Monks had that in their back.
Yeah, Mizern definitely needed to come out huge there to stop things from just rolling over towards the side of Kizuna. Let's see if he's able to replicate that for a couple of more rounds, because God knows they do need it. Here comes the Trailblazer, going to scout out mid. That's going to force Kimi out of that angle. He's being chased down. Oh, he's going to be chased down there by Jay. Suicide Boys. Able to bring down INF. Trades all around. Cairo gets a kill onto his flaring.
Where is kills happening? It's all up there on his side.
Asmon, oh, gets one quick kill. Not able to get a second. Riza able to finish out. Oh, Riza gets a second. That's absolutely game-changing as he gets the third. Riza.
Okay, it's a literally 1 versus 3 situation there. No problem for him. His other teammate is just chilling on the other map, waiting for him.
All right, Riza, you got this. If you don't got it, we got it.
Oh, yeah. What he said, guys.
Eco for the side of the Mongs. Once again, not a great situation to be in.
I mean, you just lost pistols, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're down after the first half, then you lose the pistols. The most important, pretty much the most important round to win if you're behind.
True. So you would say that the Monks lost the pistol at the wrong timing because they won the pistols in round 1.
Yeah.
Earlier on.
Oh, Suicide Boys gets concussed, but able to drop a Cloudburst to help him back off there. Jay actually taking a lot of damage from somewhere. Spray through the smoke, maybe. Push through.
Oh,
wow,
Suicide Boys! His timing is absolutely impeccable. Gets 4 instantly, but then even an ace, and he gets it! Insane plays by Shinsei, the man himself. Really, his timing is impeccable. I was waiting for it. He hears the footstep, peeks out at the right time, gets a collat first, pushes in, literally balls to the wall, and ends up with the first ace of today.
Absolutely all him. That was all him. From the first kill, all towards the ace. Huge there from the side of Shinsei. 15 kills so far. Definitely, you know, the KDA is a bit not that high, but that should goes to show how close of the game it has been.
Yeah, I know, even though, yes, you call him an eco-fragger if you will, but, you know, an ace is an ace.
An ace is an ace.
Don't take it away from him.
It only takes 5 bullets to kill you, so if everyone shoots you once, you die.
That was more than 5, but I may have lost count. I did not do well in math in school. But these halls, they're really trying to flush him out, but they can't really push through because of these nebulas. Yeah, that's gonna stop them out real quick. But it will dissipate somehow. And some shots do connect onto Suicide Boys.
He tagged the other way around as well, but he does have the Sky to heal him up to full, so that's gonna be in favor of the Mongs ever so slightly. Tags only 1 here, but they do have the info. Everyone is here. It's pretty much 5-man here on both sides, except for the Breach, who is still trying to hold out, get some info for any potential rotations.
Yeah, the smoke a little bit too late. He only commits 1, and he will be another one in there. The Jay comes in straight up into the firing squad. Drop a trade though. Bryce is still alive. Finally goes down. As I have got to push through this link, and it will fall for all of Kizuna. The Monks actually came up for this, and we got a beautiful score. Now 6-9, 3 more points. We need to equalize this. Very good. Very nice.
That was a chaotic round nonetheless. I mean, just after all the utils were down, it was just go, go, go. The flashes came in, everyone was blinded. I was blinded, you were blinded, the observers were blinded, no one caught any kills. And the round was over just like that, 6-9. Let's see what Esmon has in his back pocket here.
Four more outs away from his orb to say, but then again, with the last time we saw him, I think that was on B side on defense, he only plays 1 Viper Spit. We only saw 1 Viper Spit the entire round, right?
But we had a little bit more of the lockdowns as it's going to flush out the whole A site as we do see the Astra having played all the way back towards lane.
Yeah, that's A. Can we get on A, please? There's someone's gonna fight on. Yeah, that's suicide boss. Anyway, that's on site. Jay is gonna taken out there. A good angle by Shinsei. And oh gosh, yeah, Penta just not in time for that cove to cover him.
Spike down A.
2 to 3, Kimmy. He has to come out huge once again. We've seen it happen once, but Cairo was just a little bit too fast on the trigger. That leaves only Bryce once again in a 1 versus 3 situation. Cascade being pushed out. Bryce gets 1 kill. That's a good start. He knows one is at dugout. The other one is unsure. He's gonna rotate around the dugout.
No, it's up there, and the spray was good enough. You said dugout, he was right, but now Esmond, unfortunately, caught Price just running, so 7-9, a really good opening start when they were bursting into sight. It was just unfortunate Suicide Boys couldn't get those headshots with their Blade Storm earlier.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. The Cove definitely came into play here, as we do have Kizuna being forced to go for an eco round here. Suicide Boys is going a little bit hero mode here with the Vandal. He has no ultimate orbs, so he's just trying to make something happen here. If he can get a quick peek, recover a weapon for his teammates, then we definitely see that paying off here. But he's gonna walk into tree here.
Yeah.
Kimi, can you set him up?
You're on eco for so long already. That's unfortunate. The answer is no. He can set him up. Unfortunately, because Suicide Boys got a little too fast. The one shot was good, but of course, weapon deficit is gonna go in favor for the Mongs. Looking strong. The Mongs is already 3. We talk about the closing of the gap, and now 8-9.
Gap's definitely closed.
Oh yeah, it is.
Bryce, not able to do anything. Jay's able to clean him up. 8-9. Things are getting closer and closer in this map number 3. Timeout here for Kizuna.
Been a while. Sometimes we see the timeout from Kizuna's side. Most of the time we see usually the Mongs will call it at a very early start. But this time around, I feel like the Mongs kept their composure early on. They're not letting up, even though they know they're down 2 maps already for Kizuna, right? So really handing it to Kizuna right now. This is Kizuna's map pick.
Yep, this is definitely needed here for the Mongs. I mean, this is, if you want to, if you need a win, if you need to pull out every trick on the book, at one point, this is where you need to do it, because 8-9 scoreline definitely within reach here for the Mongs, being able to at least force it to a game number 4. They have to take this map. Kizuna being forced to an eco, which means that, you know, the Mongs more than likely will be able to tie things up.
I want to look at the weapons here. We haven't seen the operator except on Shinsei for a while right now.
Just surprising. I mean, it's a pretty long map. There's definitely a couple of spots where the operator does come in handy and be long in towards mid as well. Even some aggressive pushes in towards A with the help of the breach, you can get a quick peek and get the hell out of dodge.
Dodge?
I guess the economy has not really allowed them to play around with the operator.
It's surprising because the Mongs actually won a couple of rounds in a row and they actually got banged. So the moment every time they just wipe Kizuna, Kizuna is always on that eco.
It is...
So you can say that the Mongs now has a safety net. But I won't say they should let this up for Kizuna. They've been playing super well for the past few rounds now. Now how does Kizuna respond?
I suggest you move!
The Reckoning being dropped, trying to force everyone out, especially out of halls here. Bryce holding an angle, he's able to get one. Oh, he gets one, never mind.
He emptied out the entire clip. Okay, that's all it counts. The fact that the smoke actually helped in his favor as well. Both his teammates couldn't help him trade out. And he will be able to punt this out locked down. He's just waiting for the spike to go down first.
Yep, good usage here. Oh, Shinsei pushing from the back. He spots one, not able to get him cleanly. Never mind, gets the kill. And that's going to open things up here for the side of Kizuna as it's down to a 4 versus 2 situation. Lockdown is used. Jay being able to kill off one more player. The tag is going to connect.
Yep. You know, it's 2 versus 4, by the way. We got a fault line, it will connect and help Riza actually get this one kill. Bryce. He's going to take it down to at least half first. Try Kimi gets on right now, and instantly the round will actually go to Kizuna. Trust in the teammates, trust the process. They will stop Mongs in their tracks right now as they had enough. They cannot give any more rounds to Mongs.
Yep. One good thing about the Mongs is that they do still have the economy to buy out on the next round, so things are not too bad here. They do have the firepower to take things over to the side of Kizuna. But Again, ultimate's only on towards the Jet. He's going to save up the money, use the Blade Storm this turn, and hopefully being able to... Let's just talk about global warming. Being able to bring things up to double digits for themselves as well.
Do we talk about that? Global warming?
It's a bit too deep for this stream.
Get out of my way.
I mean, that's why we need to get the icebox to actually cool things down.
Alright, we might not see icebox if this keeps going on, as Suicide Boys will win the duel. 3 versus 5 situation. Mizern being forced to back off there.
Yeah, instantly. Unfortunately, Jay was lit someone for 142, that's what I said.
And pretty lit himself. But oh, Suicide Boys is gonna fall 4 versus 3. Concuss does hit, which means he will stall out the push on towards B here. But oh, Bryce is right there. He has backup with Riza.
If he doesn't run into connectors, they might run into Bryce. And the connectors is where they go. Cairo just peeked out at the perfect timing when Bryce gets his pick out. The second shot does not connect. Kimi, however, got Riza's back. Then they will bring it to this 3 versus 1 now. And then one. The trades are fast, guys. Nothing much that he could do, honestly. There's way too many angles to this move.
Shorty diff, short range, instant kill. Gets Kizuna 2 more points from match and series point.
Going to Astral to do them Astral Guardian things I do.
Just a scattered by here for the side of the Mongs. We see some light armors going around. Utilities not really...
Can I remind you, it's Kizuna's like potential series map. If Kizuna wins this, the Mongs is gone. I feel like the Mongs are literally just having a really good time being here.
I think the Mongs definitely
happy to be here.
Outperformed the expectations. Senshi, Shinsei, good for 1.
Let's go. I mean, when we see even trades, that's good enough. But the thing is, when you see Kizuna's movements, you can tell that the experience in their own right always enables them to be in the proper position at the proper time, right? Whereas Monks, sometimes they are like 1-2 seconds too late from being at the objectives. Yes, I know sometimes the round can boil down to just pure dogfighting if they run out of utilities. But once again, I do apologize. We don't have the UI to explain more about the names and the utilities per se. We just got to go on top of our heads as to who the players are, what they're playing. But just to remind you again, Kizuna won the first 2 maps, and in this best of 5. So if Mongs want to stay alive, they not only have to win this, they got to win the 4th map and also potentially the 5th map. Kizuna in a very comfortable position.
Look at this movement.
Yeah, the reason I can even talk about that is because we haven't seen action in the past 30 seconds.
Left.
They're going to walk in towards A side, which has plenty of Killjoy utility here. Bryce is the one man anchoring down the sides. So everyone else is heading towards A, which means that, the rotations are going to be a little bit slow here. 4 versus 3 situation. Cairo gets a kill on towards Bryce, which opens up the map. Spike's going to go down. Plenty of time left going. And looks like Kizuna are saving.
Wow, I thought that was a huge trade on the A side to just move into the connectors onto B link. But yes, you are correct. They are opting to save, which is the smart choice. They do not have forms of weaponry the next round. We have Shinsei with the Blade Storm, that's about it. But maybe he needs to supplement for the rest of his teammates. We already know Mongs, I told you earlier, Mongs has a bit of a bank. They can lose 1 round, 2 rounds. They only lost the previous round, so if they win this round, they are still stable. And Kizuna knows this, so if they decide to throw bodies at Mongs now, they can actually get reverse swept by Mongs.
Yeah, definitely giving the economy... they want to keep things tight in terms of the economy, not letting the Mongs build up a bank here. So, very wise decision to save. 9-11 scoreline. This was the series that we hoped for, at least. As close as possible across both these teams. We have a timeout coming in here. This time for the side of the Mongs.
I mean, Mongs did well. I think maybe this timeout is just to actually decide on how to play out the potential next 3 rounds in order to be match point. Not that I say match point, but we're on 9-11 now. Very, very close compared to like the previous 2 games where Kizuna was sort of running away early on. Side of life maybe for Mongs, I would have to agree. But for a Sunrise team that haven't seen them around, except for Cairo, of course. We've seen Cairo in certain VCTs last time. I would say I want to give them a shot, yeah? But if you're on the Kizuna side, I would want to empathize because they played out of their minds earlier on in Split 1, 2023. and I want to see them having the second chance again. My heart breaks for both of these teams because one of these teams have to go home today, officially over for 2023 VCT MOSG.
Yep. Provided they're not playing from home. And they just go into their rooms.
Yes, not metaphysically going home, but yes, I'm sure everyone is happy to be here today. They all know each other, they are good friends, so maybe just having a hell of a time.
Shinsei not gonna have a weapon to buy here. He's gonna have to rely on his Blade Storm, the Storm of Blades.
Very funny.
To try and do some damage here. There's gonna be a heavy stack towards A, leaving only the Sova on towards B. Trailblazer saw one, couldn't connect.
Do you see that Trailblazer? He was doing a drift. But here we go.
Oh, flaring, run and gun, gets one kill on towards J. That's huge, but he gets sprayed down through the smoke by Esmond.
You should
Somehow, yeah, it somehow landed. And another shot onto Suicide Boys. They're just pre-firing at this point, but they gotta be careful. Gotta respect this lockdown to push all of the defenders back away. Not even from dugout, like they had to go back in the CT side.
Oh, I thought that was I thought he got detained for a moment, almost. High tide, blocking off everything. This is why Harbor is great. Viper's pit been dropped down as well, so that's going to be a huge wall of everything blue and green.
Okay, but the issue is there's a Viper's pit that doesn't actually doesn't cover one corner, and Cairo just catches out before he gets chased.
Shock dart does a lot of damage towards Harbor.
Is he gonna get healed up? Yes, he will, so no problem.
It's the Viper's pit that's the most important thing.
Kubio playing on dugout, though. He has to be careful. Bryce could push out in 5 meters, though. Doesn't matter. INF was ready first. It's on trade there. Your Viper is still alive, but very low. Just sneeze onto him, and he'll be in a lot of trouble.
Sneeze on him, Bryce.
Actually a nail biter. Bryce, we're seeing him do magic. Push out, spot the outcome. A beautiful flick onto Esma, who's only on 5 HP. And he will bring his team to a potential series point right now in this relegation promotional stage.
That reaction time was absolutely crazy. The moment the colors just changed, he flicked his fingers, flicked his hands, flicked everything he had, got the kill, and puts Kizuna match, and series point.
Map, match, and series point. Yes. Let me just say, Asmon doesn't have a full buy here. He has to commit to something unorthodox. Deciding whether Jay should have the Guardian or not, but hold damn. Not to say Kizuna has a lot of breathing room, but 3 points, I say, is still doable for
they at least
Mongs.
have buys for the next 2 rounds.
Mongs can still take this. Like, if they just deny this winning point for Kizuna, they still have a chance, I think.
Yeah. If they just don't lose, they'll win.
Oh my gosh. That's my job. Let's open it here. Yeah, easily. Trailblazer, we need now to open, but they can hear. At least there's 2 members onto B side earlier on. Rizal trying to pre-fire. He has the recon, but I think he's trying to save the recon if they actually push in. But maybe an early unsuspecting scan can actually kill a couple through the smoke, but he's not going to commit that just yet. He's only used his drone.
Kimi holding on towards Hall. Whoa! Jump peeks into 4. Gonna have to back off. Here comes the Cosmic Divide. Is it gonna be enough?
Yeah, the Divide is gonna prevent them from pushing
Big
in.
defensive Cosmic Divide though.
No, yeah, exactly. Mongs has to respect this. They can't just push this through. Whereas Jay got a commanding position up there, the wall drops. Or if someone decides to overzealously peek out from there, he can catch them unsuspecting. All 5 members still alive. They're playing this down to a T. They don't want to let any members die.
Jump peeks over and over again, getting the information they need. Jay's out of shields. Oh, the blinding lights connects. Suicide Boys gets a kill, pushes out but doesn't shoot. Kimi, but gets the trade though.
Who's coming out hot in the end? It is still
2 versus 1.
Holy damn, Mongs only last man standing. It is almost lights out for the Mongs, sorry. He not only gets a spike, he needs to deal with 2 members.
10 seconds
They
left.
know it's GG already. He still needs to try to clear out egos. Okay, he's in for the final Hail Mary. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got it.
Defenders win.
The only 2 teams that's gonna join our top 6 in split 2 will be Bikini Bottom Frata House as well as Kizuna.
Kizuna is back. They clawed their way back to split number 2. And we might still have a roster change because obviously they have 2 new members coming in here.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. So the thing about that is that we have one team that is new, kind of bikini bottom Prada house. Okay, they're not really new. You see a lot of old faces in there, but in terms of just having the team names, okay, that's going to be a new team, BBP, and also right now Kizuna having a second chance. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, unfortunately for Team Mong, the Mongs.
I know, right? Like it just flows. Like Team Mongs just happens, but. Yes, they played well though, if anything. Put on really good showmanship and also showcase like some great highlights for Esmo and some of them. Yeah, it just happens that Kizuna does definitely have the better experience.
Yep, the veteranship definitely comes into play. The experience playing in clutch situations, even the understanding your opponents, right? When you're this close, this tight with your opponents, you get in their minds, get in their heads, you know what they think, and being able to utilize that in the match shows, how experienced they are. And let's take a look at the brackets for the promotion relegation.
Literally split 2. This is actually how we start off split 2. We're gonna get BBP in here. We will definitely and honorably bid our farewells to Path that we see earlier in. They were such a great bunch. Love them to bits. And also finally the Mongs that brought themselves out of the open qualifiers first, but unfortunately will still fall short. That's it.
Split 2 looks really, really interesting right now. You've got a new team coming in here with BBP. You've got the old boys with a little bit of a shuffle in terms of Kizuna, and they're going to be challenging the likes of Bleed, X10, all these big names in the region. Is going to be a very interesting split to watch.
Right, Todak as well, a couple of people there. Actually, now that I think about it, why say Yakiniku?
Did they have a name change again?
They are there.
They are still there.
Yakiniku is actually still top 6.
Yeah,
they actually
still top 6.
squeezed their way through along with Louvre, by the way. So it's just that they're really gonna have to fight against powerhouses. Like really, I'm so looking forward to this, because remember the split one, the Enigma Gaming, the Bleed, the X10, the Holy Trinity that was just trading blows with each other. And I'm very sure that both of these teams, all of these teams need enough practice, because the world's changing. Like it's going to be much more high octane levels of Valorant. If MYSG wants to keep up with other regions, then they have to step it up a notch. But right now though, before we celebrate the what's coming on the Split 2, we'd like to congratulate once again for BBP and Kizuna that will join Split 2.
Yeah, huge road there for Kizuna. Being there and then dropping down, having to claw your way back, it's a testament to how much these players have grown in terms of being together as a team, as well as being able to adapt to adversity.
Correct. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we will have to conclude today. The relegation promotion stage is over. We will see you guys for Split 2, and have a good night. Zeno and Zero calling it right now.